What's up, YouTube?
What is up, guys?
Fred and Scott from the Birdland BS podcast giving our first shot at a live stream. We got Thursday night football. Philadelphia Eagles head into New York to take on the New York Football Giants.
Yeah. It's going to be an interesting game for sure. Especially, Eagles haven't been the Eagles this year. Let's put it that way.
Definitely underperformed so far, to say the least. Eagles sitting at 2-3 on the year, with the Giants sitting at 1-4. A messy looking day up in New York. Not much different than it is here in Baltimore.
No. I'll tell you where it's even messier is Panama, Florida.
Oh, yeah. That's an area.
Thoughts are with them. Thoughts go out to them, but right. It's messy down there. You've seen some of the videos going around.
Man. Yeah, it's crazy.
I don't even know why
Mother Nature can do.
I mean, why are those reporters? I mean, I know they're paid to do it, but you put yourself in that much danger. I better be getting paid a lot of money for that.
But I question that sometimes now. You see the videos of the people that are reporters that are acting like they're being blown away in the wind, and two random guys are walking behind them what the hell?
Or the what was it? It was who's the big name? Anderson.
Anderson Cooper?
Anderson Cooper was down in North Carolina after the hurricane hit there, and somebody walking by with a video, and he's in a ditch in water this high. Somebody said he may have been even kneeling there, but the water wasn't that bad in that area.
People do anything for a shot on TV.
I guess so.
But it is pouring its butt off in New York right now. So this is our first shot at a live stream. We've never done any kind of live commentary that. So
we already got Marlon in here commenting, saying,
"What's going on, Marlon?"
He says Clement better go off tonight. He's got him in fantasy.
There you go, man. That's what we're here for, man. We're some Baltimore sports fans. We do a Baltimore sports podcast, but we're football fans at heart. So yeah, I'm a fantasy football diehard. I'm in about 5 leagues this year.
I used to be in about 3 or 4, and this year I took it easy, but I also, came off of surgery. Yeah. So I'm coming out of injury. I'm on the IR right now.
I don't have too many guys really in this game. I had Jay Ajayi in one league, but he is now done.
Yeah, I had him in our Birdland BS fantasy league, and same thing.
Nothing.
James Caruzzi's in the house.
James, what's up, man? You are everywhere, my friend.
He is everywhere.
This is our first try at a live stream, James. So we're going to live stream this game and try to give you our best commentary, because Lord knows I don't want to hear Aikman and Buck, so I'd rather hear myself and Scott.
By the way, we will preface this. This is not video of the game itself.
No, not video of the game itself, just our two beautiful faces and voices giving you a little bit of fun.
Unless I got to go pee, and then you won't see me for a few minutes.
Yeah, then you just get to look at me. I'm good with that. I got the bladder the size of Texas.
Fred, we might be able to zoom in on your glasses and catch the glare off the TV for our viewers.
That's what I was going for. Oh, man. Yeah, so this should be an interesting game. The NFC East has not shaken out so far through 5 games like I thought it would. Obviously, the Eagles, again, coming off of, a Super Bowl win last year. A lot of high expectations, and, Carson Wentz comes back from major knee injury. And I know it's going to take him a little bit of time to kind of get back into the ebb and flow of playing football and get comfortable moving around on that knee. Because I'm sure it's got to be... it's got to be in the back of your mind.
It has to be. You have to be aware of your injuries and what your limitations are or may be in order to be successful in the league.
Right.
And not have any issues long term.
But this division, man, about as wide open.
James points out that we're being biased. We have the Giants 7-0 already.
Oh, wow. Look at that. I jumped the score, huh? Good call, James.
Now, James, you realize you got to buy him a beer if the Giants are the first one to score a touchdown. I'm just saying.
I'm calling that the Giants are going to get the coin toss. They're going to catch the ball and return it for an opening kickoff.
There you go. And if that happens, you owe him a case of beer, James.
NFC East sits at Washington on top right now at 2-2, just by percentage points. Dallas at 2-3, Philly at 2-3, and the Giants at 1-4. Just an underperforming division overall. Some people might call that competitive. I'd call that crap.
Yeah, if that's what you want to call it. The Eagles have not, I question how much of it is Wentz, how much of it is the change in offense, and not having Jay Ajayi.
Yeah.
But at the same time, how much of this is coming off of the Super Bowl win and the Super Bowl hangover?
The Super Bowl hangover. I mean, it could be a part of it, but again,
why is Alex Rodriguez doing commentary for NFL right now? I know he's just being interviewed.
Because he's beautiful. I guess. I don't know.
they just showed the Boston Yankees brawls and that he's been involved in.
Well, I mean,
now you're going.
He's a Yankee, so I mean, he's the New York, I guess, connection there. But yeah, so getting back to, I think a lot of the Eagles' problems has been the inconsistency from the run game. Jay Ajayi goes down. Like you said, Corey Clement. They've been kind of running back by committee. Darren Sproles, kind of the underrated guy that he opens up and makes defenses have to respect the running game.
Absolutely.
Because not only can he run the ball and he's a shifty guy, but he can catch the ball out of the backfield. And he's one of the better receiving backs out of the backfield in the NFL. He's been around the league for a long time.
He has been, and that's it goes when you have a lot of veterans on your team. It goes. Some people say it's a disadvantage, because you get a bunch of older guys out there. But ultimately, it's going to be, to me, it's going to be an advantage. Yeah. And James chimes in and says, "Birds are winning tonight," meaning Eagles.
Okay.
And he says, "Sure." By the way, I think to the beer. So you better. We're going to hold you to that, James.
All right. What do you got, James? Give us a prediction for you guys out there watching the live stream. Give us some game predictions. Scott and I got into. We do our what's called prime time selections on our podcast. So we do obviously the Ravens prediction every week, but then we also do the prime time games. We do the Thursday night, the Sunday night, and the Monday night football games. And we did our predictions for the week. Ryan's another co-host of ours on the show. He's not here tonight. So I have the Eagles winning this in a high-scoring game, 31-27. Now, this is prior to me knowing the weather was going to be the way it was, so this might not be as high a scoring game as I originally predicted. Scott,
I've
got this in a landslide.
I've got this 35-17. Again, before the weather here.
Eagles fly.
Yeah, but at the same time, I also wonder can Carson pull off a Joe Flacco-esque in the rain game of his life type game?
There's not many better quarterbacks in the NFL right now than Flacco in the rain.
Yeah.
I mean, the two games that he's had in the rain this year, unreal. They've been his best two offensive games by far.
James says 27-17 Eagles.
All right.
We got Keyshawn chiming in, says Eagles secondary has been very suspect and he has a bunch of trash cans.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Absolutely. Ryan's got the Giants winning this game 24-21, so Ryan is going with the upset game. What else? What other you guys out there watching the live stream? Give us your game predictions.
Yeah, give us some scores here. We want to, we're going to be kind of keeping track of it. And by the way, while we got a second here, if you haven't checked out our latest podcast episode, go check it out, www.birdlandbs.com. You can find the audio version there. If you want to watch the video version, it's on our YouTube channel. It's also on our Facebook channel. And the reason I'm pushing you towards our Facebook channel is we've got the contest going right now. For this episode 66, the Doo-Doo Browns. You said doo-doo. We've got this set up where if we hit 750 views on any platform, we're going to give away a swag bag.
Yep.
Now, the YouTube platform, we usually hit around 100 views. And then Twitter, we also usually hit around 60, 80 right now because we've just recently, started pushing a lot more on those. But the Facebook usually gets, I think we're up to almost 500 at this point.
500, yeah.
So, share it, go on Facebook, check it out, like our page, like the post, share the post, and sharing the post and liking our page are the two things that will enter you for that swag bag. We got a shirt, we got a magnet, sticker, some other little stuff. So definitely go check that out in the meantime. But yeah, back to Keyshawn saying the Eagles secondary being suspect. That's, that has been ultimately, I think he's right, and he's kind of hitting the nail on the head. That's why they're not the same Eagles.
Yeah.
Watching the Fox guys right now, it's Michael, Tony, Terry, and Howie going off. We got Tony, and Howie are saying the Eagles are going to win this, and Michael and Terry. Michael's the home guy. Michael and Terry are saying that it's going to be it's going to be a Giants win here.
Is it just me? I cannot stand the entire like Fox production. I don't like any of the people. Michael Strahan's okay. I can deal with Michael Strahan. Terry Bradshaw is a freaking idiot. Jay Glazer, really? Who cares about Jay Glazer?
Jay Glazer's just there for the injury report.
Right.
I mean, he's like Adam Schefter. That's what he's good for.
I hate Fox. Can't stand Fox. It's terrible.
It is. Their graphics and stuff are a little on the poor side as well. But
yeah.
And why is that's something? Why is Fox doing the NFL pregame on the NFL Network?
They've got the rights to it.
The
now.
rights.
Yeah.
Such ridiculous things sometimes.
So let's look at this. So we got the Carson Wentz is got 914 yards on the year, 5 touchdowns and 1 interception to Eli's 1,381 yards, 6 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. Now, granted, Carson obviously, did play first couple games of the year. So again, he's just kind of getting his feet wet and testing things out. So we'll see him. He's not playing at that MVP level that he was playing before his injury. So,
no, not by any means.
And it'll take him some time to get back there. I have all the faith in the world in him. But there are definitely some other question marks with this Eagles team. Now with the Giants are a dysfunctional group, man. I mean,
we'll see tonight what Odell's got to say after this game.
Yeah. Odell looks like he's doing a little bit of everything. He threw a touchdown the other day. I think he threw a better ball than Eli's thrown pretty much all year long. Eli, I mean, you talk about Flacco being a dink and dunker type passer. I mean, Eli wrote the book on dinking and dunking.
Oh yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's awful.
He's probably, by most people's knowledge, he's probably one of the worst veteran NFL quarterbacks in the league. And that's saying something when
he's hanging on, man.
When you've got the likes of Alex Smith in the league still, Kirk Cousins,
right?
In the league still. Now, Kirk Cousins has really kind of turned around his career. James says no line.
Yeah, no. Talking about for the Giants, the Giants absolutely have no line. They picked up a bunch of guys at the local fast food chain. Whoever they could find to start on offensive line for them. And that's been, I think, part of Saquon Barkley's slow start as a rookie. Not that he hasn't played well. I think he's played pretty good. I think he goes off and has a pretty big game today. But, yeah, I mean, the struggles have been on the line 100% and giving Eli the protection that he deserves. But I think Eli, this should be, in my opinion, this should be it for Eli. New York needs to be looking for their future quarterback.
The only thing about Saquon here is, that the Eagles' defense is second in the league as far as protecting against the pass.
Right.
Against the rush. So they've really got to open up. I think they're like 10th against the pass.
The Giants' offense sitting at 25th overall total.
28th as far as the rush, 25th as far as the pass.
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous. I don't know. Saquon, I hope he does have a good game, but we'll see. James says throwback jerseys tonight for the G-Men.
Yeah, man, I like them. They're clean. It's a clean
it's
jersey.
a nice clean-cut look.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't like the old-school look. I'll tell you one team jersey I didn't like. The Doo-Doo Browns.
Oh, they were awful.
They look like turds that had carrots in them.
I was listening to Rob Long on 105.7 The Fan this morning or yesterday or I was after the game, and he was saying I couldn't buy one of those jerseys because the color matches my skin color so perfect. He's like, it would literally look like I just painted orange stripes on my chest. That was pretty hilarious.
That is pretty funny. Oh gosh, Rob Long's good.
They were some of the ugliest jerseys I've ever seen. Those uniforms are pretty bad.
Yeah, they are. They are not pretty at all, and I don't know why they haven't done something with them. I mean, I know it's a classic jersey, in that sense, but at the same time, give your fan base something.
Yeah.
So
the Eagles are picked to win this by 2, according to the spread. I think
that's a close enough line.
Yeah.
that's why most people are saying no line here.
Right.
On the spread.
Both teams sit at just about 20.5 points a game. So when you're looking at what they're scoring, They're about even there. The Giants have given up a little over 25 points a game, whereas the Eagles are just over 20. So obviously, Eagles playing a little bit better defense than the Giants. I really did expect more out of this Philadelphia defense going into this year. I drafted them in a couple of my fantasy leagues, expecting them to be a much better defense than what they've been so far. Lawrence Taylor, LT.
Yeah.
Good to see him.
That man was sweating like no more than half the guys on the field just now.
Probably did a line before he came out.
Yeah, right.
That guy's had all kinds of drug issues throughout his life. But yeah, so they've given up, talking about the Eagles, they've given up 292 yards passing to the Giants, 237. Flip-flop that on defense, whereas the Eagles are only giving up 66 yards on the ground per game, whereas the Eagles are giving up 124. It's double the amount of yardage given up by the Giants there. On the offensive side, the Eagles are averaging 276 yards a game, Giants averaging 287. Eagles at 110 yards rushing, and the Giants struggling with just over 75 yards per game.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's the same thing we were just talking about. They are both struggling, and I think it's going to be an even bigger struggle. Now, they've done okay without his services, so to speak,
right.
With Philly, but with Jay Ajayi gone, what kind of role is that going to play? He hasn't been lighting it up, so to speak, but he's a threat.
Yeah.
Just like for the Ravens, Alex. Everybody knows if Alex Collins gets a little bit more space than what he's getting, he's gone.
Yeah.
He can dance around a guy. He can't dance around four guys, right. But he can dance around a guy, maybe two. And Ajayi has shown that ability, that shiftiness, as we've said. But him tearing the, I think it was the ACL he tore. And that now he's out, and that kind of came out of thin air too. It wasn't like, this was just announced, I think, this morning or yesterday morning.
Yesterday at some point.
So to see this happen, everybody in Philly seems surprised from what I was understanding.
Right.
It was like out of thin air, and his season is done. They've already said he is done for the season. He is not coming back. Period.
Put on IR, so he's finito.
Yeah.
Done.
Let's see what happens.
Giants almost pulled off a really big comeback win last week against Carolina, but then I think Graham Gano hit like an 84-yard field goal or something to win that game. It was ridiculous. Graham Gano, former Raven as well.
Yep.
We have as a history of producing good kickers. Just have that one that sticks out like a sore thumb, Billy Cundiff, that it's like a curse word amongst Ravens fans, but
yeah. Well, some of these teams could have, Corey Vedvik.
Yeah.
If everything wouldn't have happened to him. I haven't heard any more on him either. I haven't heard update on his condition or anything like that. We said Jerry Coleman. Maybe listen, Jerry, if you're listening to our show or you're watching this, please go find that out from Harbaugh for us.
Yeah, that'd be great.
And we bring that up just because it's funny, because we there were some points that we hit, and Jerry Coleman kind of hit right on him, and come to find out from somebody that we know that is close in the 105.7. Jerry actually does watch and listen to a lot of podcasts and stuff, so it's kind of cool.
Man, those jerseys are clean.
Yeah.
I really do like those.
Yeah, but they're going to get dirty quick.
Yeah, out in this mess.
Keyshawn chimes in and says, "Just checked, and I face OBJ in fantasy. R.I.P." Unless they can limit him, which with Eli throwing the ball in this rain, oh my God! If you're not, this is Joe Buck and Troy Aikman are talking right now, and you can barely make out the other side of the field with the fog and the rain, or the fog or the rain, or both.
I think it's pyrotechnics too. You know how the Ravens do everything with the fire and all that kind of stuff. It'll eventually clear out a little bit there, but yeah,
I would hope
it's a messy night in New York. Yeah, now you can barely see Eli.
You can't see Eli.
Wow.
Yeah, it's got to be pyros. That's all that would explain it.
Yeah.
At this point.
It should be a fun football game to watch, though. I think the Eagles run away with this one, though. We're getting ready set for kickoff. The Giants getting ready to receive the opening kickoff. As you said, man, it's hard to see.
Yeah.
That's my man there,
Saquon
Barkley.
Barkley.
That's like I said. I think he has a big game. I think Odell stays quiet this game. I think Philly shuts Odell down. So you might be all right, Keyshawn, if you got going up against Odell.
By the way, those of you guys that are watching, if you can just give us, tell us, does this audio sound pretty clean? Do we need to turn anything up or anything like that? All right, so they just kicked off, taking it out of the end zone. He's going past the 20, and he's taking down about 20. Fumble.
Is that a fumble? They ruled a fumble.
It looks like they're going to rule it a fumble. His knee
so
may have
given it to the Giants. Wow.
His knee may have been down here. His knee.
They gave it to the Eagles.
They gave it to the Eagles on the 30-yard line. His knee may have been down. I think his knee may have been down here. It just depends on, is the ball coming out? The ground forced the fumble.
Yeah,
his elbow hits the ground. Ground forces a fumble.
That would have been a crappy way to start for the Giants.
James would have been sweating. He would have had to buy you a case of beer.
Yeah, right.
Giants go up 7-0 there. All right, well, here comes Eli out. Odell's out there. Look, Eli in the past is not helping. It's actually going to a booth review while the Giants offense comes onto the field here. I think you and I agree they're gonna come back very sure-handedly.
This will be a quick review.
This is just going to be down by contact.
Yeah. So it looks like Giants will have the ball at about the 25-yard line. No harm, no foul. But you know how that is sometimes. Yeah. These reviews take longer than they should. Eli, 10-17 in his career versus the Eagles. Wow.
7,213 passing yards. Most all-time versus the Eagles.
Yeah.
51 TDs, 32 interceptions. So a greater than 1-to-2 ratio on it. And Graven chiming in. What's up, man? He says the audio and picture are crystal clear.
Awesome.
Good to hear.
I haven't seen you in a while, man. Good to see you stopping in the live feed. This is our first try at a live commentary of a game. We were bored, so we figured we throw something together, and here we are.
And it is confirmed. The call is confirmed. The Eagles.
So 1st and 10 from the 25 for the Giants. Again, let's see what Eli and the offense come out here and start the game with. Looks like Eli's going to line up in the gun.
Hillman Jr. starting out as the running back lined up to his left here. So Saquon not in there. And you got 4 wide receivers.
Manning takes a snap, looks downfield, goes through progressions, gets the ball downfield to Latimer. Latimer looked like about a 7 or 8 yard gain.
Yeah, I'd say 8-yard gain there. It looks like 2nd and 2. So we'll see what's going on here. Is that Saquon in now?
Yeah.
There he is. Looks like they're going to line up.
And he is a man-child, boy. He is a thick dude. Manning back to pass over the middle.
Interception. Philadelphia interception here.
Wow. Can't tell who that is. Big turnover.
54. Looks like a linebacker.
Eli. Typical Eli. Oh, man. I mean, bad pass. Hicks was in there, broke it up.
Kruger Hill,
yeah, was the one to catch it in the air. Wow. Well, 1st down, Philadelphia. Looks like they're going to be inside the 15-yard line.
And Graven chimes in and says he enjoys it, and he'll be in and out throughout the night. Hopefully our voices, for our voices' sake, it doesn't go to OT.
Yeah, right. No, I hear that. Yeah, so 1st and 10 for the Eagles. At about the 16-yard line, Carson Wentz in the gun. He's got 3 wide. He's actually got 4.
He just sent
trips right.
5 wide.
Little
incomplete
high to his tight end, Ertz. 2nd down.
Ertz has been doing me good in fantasy. I got him playing tonight. I need him going here.
2nd down and 10. Carson 1-2 on the year, 5 touchdowns to the 1 interception, as we mentioned earlier. Looks like they got dual tight ends lined up. Goddard's out there, the rookie, another guy that was.
They're gonna hand the ball. Yeah, he's gonna hand the ball off. Gonna get about 3 on the play, it looks like.
Yeah, I think that was Smallwood. Yeah,
Yep.
Smallwood on the carry for about 3 or 4 yards. Again, I think the Eagles here are going to be doing a running back by committee just because they don't really have that dominant back anymore with Jay Ajayi going down. Not that Ajayi was really that dominant of a back, but
He wasn't lighting it up as much as he did last year.
yeah, I think the bigger miss for them is Darren Sproles.
Yeah,
That's what he
huge,
brings in the
huge
passing
miss
game.
for them.
All right, Wentz back in the gun again on 3rd down and 7.
So 3rd and 7 from the, I guess that's the about the 13.5-yard line here.
Got to get down to about the 6. Wentz steps in the pocket,
collapsing, running out to the right.
looking for somebody over the middle. Complete pass, but there's
Jeffries.
in the end zone. It's a touchdown, but there's a flag on the play. Touchdown right now.
The flag came out of the secondary, so
Alshon Jeffrey.
This might be offensive pass interference. I think it's going to be offensive pass
Looks like
interference,
it's
and they're
against
going
the
to decline.
Giants. Yeah. So that would be a huge start to the game for the Eagles. Looks like the refs are still trying to figure it out and iron it out.
Even Jeffrey and Wentz are still seem a little unsure on what's going on.
It might be a holding call. Looks like a holding call. Oh, illegal contact on the defense. Penalties decline. Touchdown. Alshon Jeffrey. Nice.
Great pass over the middle and great scramble by Wentz going out to the right. That pocket, he sat in the pocket for 1, 2, 3, about 3.5 seconds, and then was able to scramble out to the right and catch Jeffrey coming across the middle and through a tight window, I might add. I mean, that was a tight window between the safeties that he had.
See, what's good about this play and what that replay there shows is that it was a broken play, but the wide receiver didn't give up on the play. The wide receiver, Jeffries continued to move around, continued to move towards the quarterback, towards Wentz, to give him another target to look for. So that's a veteran wide receiver move there. That's
right.
Something that I've always kind of been hard on some of the Ravens wide receivers for just kind of running around, and then if they're covered or if it's not there, not trying to, break loose or break play or break protocol and try to,
Can't do anything. You can't get fancy and try and do something that's not there.
Right. Yeah, so that's huge. So Eagles up 7-0 here early in the first quarter.
For those of you watching, I know the game's just started. I know we really only had James chime in. Let us know what you think the score is going to be tonight. I had this game Eagles 35-17. Fred, what did you have them going out again here?
Let's see.
I think you had something close to that.
I had the Eagles winning this 31-27. So I had it a close game, but again, these scores were done prior to knowing the weather conditions and all that, so didn't seem to affect
Wentz
Carson
there.
and the Eagles there on the very first drive. I mean, obviously they had a short field to have to go down, but we'll see if Eli can get his crap together and come out here for a good second drive.
Yeah. And this all comes down to, the Eagles secondary, was able to pick that play off, but able to really get in the face and force that turnover by Eli, making Eli throw through a tight window. It hits off the receiver's hands, and at that point it's game on for the Eagles getting to that ball, and right. they wind up turning it into a score here.
Yeah. Absolutely. We'll see how much or how long it takes for the Giants to commit a little bit more to the run there. Obviously, they did not come out running the ball on that first drive. Again, I think they need to rely more on Saquon Barkley. You drafted this guy number 1 overall for a reason. As your not number 1 overall, but your number 1 pick in this draft. Time to put up a little bit more. I know the offensive line has not been great, but even in pass protection, they're not doing well. So
no,
got to get the running game going. The little bit. What are they doing? 70 some yards a game. That's not going to cut it in the NFL.
No, not at all.
And that's why they're sitting at 1-4.
Not at all.
So Elliott's got the ball teed up, ready to kick it off here to the Giants with just over 13 minutes left in the first quarter. That ball's going to go out of the back of the end zone. It'll be 1st down and 10 for the Giants at the 25-yard line. Again, just a bad decision on Eli on that last pass, man. The ball was kind of thrown behind the tight end, but it allowed the backer to kind of come around the front side of the tight end, get in and break up the pass, and then the ball was tipped enough up in the air to allow somebody to get underneath of it and run it back. So
yeah,
bad decision by Eli.
Sam chimes in. Sam, regular Birdland BS viewer.
What's going on, Sam?
He says the Eagles have underachieved, but he still has them by 7 points. The Giants are just a mess, yet having so many weapons. And that is true. They have so many weapons with Barkley, Odell. You can't ignore these guys and expect this team to do well. And
Saquon Barkley on the 1st down goes for about 4 yards. But yeah, no, I definitely agree with you. Absolutely.
It's going to be tough to see how much. I mean, Barkley's going to play in a role, but you can't just go especially if Eli throws another interception. You can't just abandon the pass and put it all on Saquon, because then at that point Saquon's just going to should get shut down by the Eagles defensive line. They'll start stacking the box. And it's not going to look pretty for Eli at that point. Eli
in the gun, drops back to pass, throws underneath to
Saquon
for about a 6-yard gain and a 1st down for the Giants at about the 36-yard line. It's just over 12 minutes left in the first quarter. Eagles lead 7-0. Eli already with the interception. Again, Saquon Barkley, 3rd player all time with 100+ total yards in each of his first career games. That's
first 5 career games.
First 5 career games. That's pretty impressive for the rookie. Again, doing a lot of this behind a makeshift offensive line. He's got the Nelly look going there. With the,
he looked exactly like Nelly with a helmet on. Yeah, looked like Nelly from what is it? Longest Yard.
Yeah, right.
So they hand the ball
up the middle.
Saquon's going off past the 50, past the 40,
past
30,
the safety. Down to about the 20. 18?
I'll call it the 20 or the 19. Yeah, I mean, it's right there. They're gonna looks like they're gonna spot it right there where you said about the 18.5 yard line there.
Nice,
huge gain. All he had was one man to beat there.
Yeah, one cut, boom, and then gone.
Yeah,
got behind the linebackers there, and it was just one man to beat the safety. And,
Jenkins got a hold of him for a quick second, but couldn't hold on to him.
Huge gain for Saquon Barkley. Again, I thought this kid was going to have a big gain, and that's a good start. So Eli under center for 1st down and 10 here at the 18-yard line. Another handoff.
It's going to bounce it
outside. Or that's not Saquon. That is
Gallman Jr.
Yeah, Gallman Jr.
So it looks like about a gain of 2, maybe 3 there. Looks like 2. Yeah, they're showing the Saquon move again here. That bounce outside for him.
His legs are tree trunks. Golly. I met Emmitt Smith in person. Another guy with, literally tree trunks for legs. 2nd and 7 from about the 15-yard line. Eli in the gun, making some adjustments and some audibles at the line. Gets a snap, back to pass, going through his progressions. Looking across the field
looks
over
like
to Sterling Shepard for a gain of about 2 or 3 yards there, down to about the 13-yard line. It's going to be 3rd and 7. Giants do not want to settle for a field goal here. Need to at least get a 1st down.
And that Shepard play, Shepard catches that after kind of basically falling down. So it shows you that field is really wet, and they're going to be playing in these tough conditions. And it's only going to get worse as the night goes on for them.
Yeah, it's something that's hard to do, man. Get your footing right and trying to find the right spikes and the right length spikes when you're playing in these kind of conditions.
And Pat Shurmur for the Giants had a quote they just showed that Saquon has a generational, once in a generational type mentality when playing this game.
Oh, there's got to be a flag on that.
No, it's going to be inadvertent contact there.
Wow. I don't know.
Yeah, no
Guy
flag.
was all over his back, made him fall down. I don't know if it was inadvertent or not. We'll have to see the replay on that. But Shepard fell down on a fade route. I think their feet just got tangled.
Yeah, feet got tangled up a little bit there.
Yeah.
Fade route to the corner.
Yeah, that's all.
They both got turned around, not going for it. I mean, yeah, that's a good no call there. I like that. Let him play. I know he's looking for the flag. The Giants are looking for the flag there, but
Alderic Rosas comes in for a 33-yard attempt. He's 11-11 on the season, 7 for 7 for point after attempts. The kick is up and right down the middle.
I love some of these guys that can come in and hit these like 30-yarders, and he looks like he's just like look at it was like a soccer pass the way he kicked it.
Well, that brings the Giants within 4. Eagles lead 7-3 here in the first quarter.
It's about 10 minutes left in the first quarter.
10 minutes left in the first, right. Eli, again, I think plays well off of the pass. I mean, off of the run. So you can't, just like we talk about with Flacco and everything, and you can't have Flacco throwing the ball 50-plus times a game. It's kind of the same way with Eli. You can't rely on this guy to throw 45, 50 times in a game. You got to have that balance attack. And that was good to see them commit a little bit more to the run there on that drive.
Yeah, I mean, it got him down, especially that big break off by Saquon.
Yeah. Barkley now with 2 carries for 50 yards already rushing. So if you've got Saquon Barkley on your fantasy team, pretty good start to the game there.
Yeah, not a bad start at all.
No. If anything, you're just hoping that he gets a couple scores.
Yeah, I just took.
I was just looking in the chat.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody.
Yeah, guys, there's plenty of people watching. We got 12 of you guys out there watching right now.
Be sure while you guys are there, we got 12 people in the room, but I only see 3 thumbs up. I only see 3 likes. Make sure you're hitting like while you're watching. Make sure you're commenting, man. If you got anything you want to say it. If you got any questions, we don't go to commercial on this thing, so we're trying to fill air as much as possible. This, again, our first go. If you guys are new to the channel, welcome. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, and again, hit the thumbs up, hit the like. I'm Fred. This is Scott. We are Birdland BS. We are a local Baltimore sports podcast. We cover everything Baltimore, whether that be Orioles, Ravens, Maryland Terps. We even get into a little bit of DC stuff. We do cover a little bit about the Capitals and a little bit about the Wizards. But figured tonight, Thursday night football, we were bored. So
having a little bit of fun with this.
Yeah, give it a little bit of a twist.
Check out our play-by-play. Mr. Pajamas, thank you for your subscribe.
Yeah, appreciate it. Mr. Pajamas.
I love it.
I love pajamas.
I think you just came back in. Mr. Pajamas, thank you for your subscribe.
Appreciate it, man.
So, yeah, I mean, and go check out, you can do it during some of the breaks in the game. Go check out our website, www.birdlandbs.com. Sam, we already know you went and ordered some of our gear. You got it. You sent us a picture. We're going to be getting that up soon. But for the rest of you out there, go check out some of our gear as well on our page.
Rojas lined up for the kickoff here. And Eagles back set to receive. Look like they're going to get it right at the goal line. Take it out of the end zone. Down at about the 13 or 14-yard line.
He just got stuffed there.
Yeah, he was better off letting that bounce in the end zone and taking it at the 25.
That was by Stuper.
Stuper. Wow. That's a name. Out comes Carson Wentz in the Eagles offense. This is a team that, again, had a lot of high expectations coming into the year, coming off of a Super Bowl win. Haven't lived up to those expectations yet, but again, good for them. They play in a crap division, so won't take them long to turn things around and see if they can't get on a winning streak here.
Wentz lined up with 5 wide. 3 to the right, 2 to the left.
No backs, empty backfield. Wentz
Drops
back to pass. Over the middle to, looks like, is that Goddard? Yeah, over the middle to Goddard for about a 5-yard gain, 6-yard gain. Looks like it's going to be 2nd down and 4 for the Eagles. Just under 10 minutes left in the first quarter. Again, the Eagles leading 7-3. Looks like Eagles are going to run a little bit of a hurry up here. They got Zach Ertz lined up out in the slot. They are about 3 wide. They do have a back. Wentz is under center. 2nd and 4.
They're going to hand the ball off. I think that may be to Smallwood. And he's going to get stuffed for about a 4-yard loss. Actually, about a 5-yard loss there. Yeah. I think maybe with forward progress, they'll make it a 4-yard loss. I think we're looking at 3rd and 14. No, 3rd and 9.
3rd and 9. Yeah, defense read that one well. Collapsed collapse the offensive line back to Smallwood.
Smallwood went off to the left on that play, and the defensive line just went with him.
All right, Wentz back in the gun. He's got Smallwood to his left.
Four wide, three trips to the right. It loves trips to the right here.
Ertz in motion. Looks like he's got a gunner. Oh, ball is tipped. And caught.
Still caught.
Still caught. Looks Nelson Aguilar down to the 45, 48 yard line. Wow, that's
a big play. What a big play. That shows a veteran receiver move, from him. Make a play on the ball, even if it's not thrown to you.
Yeah, Wentz got a little bit of a horseshoe up the rear end there.
Yeah.
On a ball that was tipped by, it looks like
Mathis, I think it was.
Yeah, I think it was Mathis there at the end of the. Yeah,
it hits his arm.
Got his wrist, man. It's all you need. But fortunately enough for the Eagles, somebody was underneath of it. Aguilar was underneath of it. And
he's in the back. Down and 10. 5 wide again. They are loving the passing game right now, and I can't blame them here. Carson makes a throw out to Aguilar, little high, or I'm sorry, it's Jeffrey. And there's a flag on the play. It's back of the line of scrimmage. I'm gonna say this might look like it might be holding here.
Wentz kind of threw that awkwardly, threw it off the back of his foot there.
Yeah.
Didn't really get much behind it. It looked like he was trying to throw, like a fade route.
Yeah, and it's gonna be holding on the Eagles here.
Oh yeah, Peters. With the whole
Peters got beat, and he wasn't having any of it.
He wasn't going to let him get to Wentz.
James and Sam both chime in with "wow" on the Nelson Aguilar play.
Yeah.
All right. Started to come out of the huddle there and went back in.
1st and 20 now for the Eagles after the big holding call on left tackle Peters. Wentz in the gun. It's got Smallwood out to his left.
3 wide out to the right. And he's going to go to the pass again.
He's got pressure.
And
that's it. That's it. Wentz gets a little bit of pressure on the backside. Just enough to interrupt the pass there. And it's going to be 3rd and 20.
2nd and 20, I believe.
Oh, I'm sorry. 2nd and 20.
Yeah.
Yeah, just enough.
Vernon hitting him as he's throwing it, too.
This is good. This is a good look for the Giants defense, being able to get pressure on Wentz. That's going to be crucial if they want to shut down this Eagles offense. Again, Wentz lined up in the gun. Smallwood to his left.
Trip out to the right again.
Drops, throws over the middle, and short. Looked like Jordan Matthews was the intended target. But
now we're looking at 3rd and 20 here.
3rd down and 20. Wentz has not looked sharp on this drive, but the offensive line has not.
And his arm is hit again.
His arm was hit again on that play. That's 3 times. 3 times in this drive that Giants have been able to get to Wentz.
Yeah, I mean, if they're getting to him you're getting to him this quick, this early. What's going to happen when these, offensive linemen start getting tired?
Right.
And it's just going to start getting sloppier and sloppier.
Wentz back in the gun, drops back, looks right. Makes a little move inside the pocket, throws out to his slot guy. I don't even know who that is. 16.
Carter.
Okay. You see how little I know about the depth chart of the Eagles offense.
Keyshawn chimes in and says Vernon is having a field day. Yes, he is having a field day on the right side there.
Looks like Odell back for a punt.
They're trying to do something. They're trying to create some type of momentum here for the Giants, especially after your defense does it. Why not put your biggest weapon, your biggest weapon out there?
Kick is up and clean. Odell back at about the 8-yard line to receive, and Fair catches it at about the 9-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Eli and the Giants from the 9-yard line. Let's see, just under 7 minutes left in the first quarter. Again, the Eagles leading the Giants 7-3. So far,
Carson Wentz 4 for 7, 63 yards. Still has that TD that he came out with. But a big piece here, Smallwood has 2 carries for -1.
Yeah,
their running game, that's what's going to happen. If they're going to keep putting trips out to the right, and going 5 wide, it becomes a very predictable ball game to be able to play zone coverage and not have to worry about man coverage. When you've got the guy lined up in a backfield who's going to be able to be a threat, like Jay Ajayi has been,
right?
You can't drop back into a full zone because then you're leaving somebody to get burnt over the top.
Right.
So they're kind of putting themselves in a hard place right here. But 2 carries, I think we've seen probably a total of 12 or 13 plays out of the Eagles at this point, and 7 of them have been a pass. That's kind of what we talked about with the Ravens. When you're putting all this pressure on Joe to throw the ball, he's not doing well.
Yeah.
And part of that's the line, and here it is, the line tonight for the Eagles.
Yeah. Carson's 4 for 7 for 63 yards and a touchdown. Again, 4 for 7. That means he's got 3 incomplete passes, and those 3 incomplete passes were all on that drive, and they were all balls that were
huge. Somebody getting to him. Yeah.
Yes.
Very quickly. So there's not much you can do about it other than get in your offensive line's face, and on the big play you get a decent play, you get Peters getting the holding call,
right?
And having to come back.
Hey, we see you guys, 21 of you guys watching. Make sure you hit the thumbs up, you hit subscribe. We appreciate you guys tuning in, and make sure you're leaving some comments in the chat. We'd like to interact with you. That helps the conversation flow a little bit better. Gives us some things to talk about. So.
Seth just chimes in. He says, "Doing an awesome job, guys. Keep it up." We appreciate that, Seth, man.
Appreciate that, Seth. This is our first go at it, man. So bear with us. I know sometimes it might feel a little awkward. I know at least it does to me right now.
Yeah.
I'm so used to.
We're not used to dead air where we have an extra second or two.
When our podcast, we like to create an outline to keep things kind of organized as to which way we're going to go and direction of the show and that kind of thing. And we do a pretty good job of that. But this is different.
All right, Eli lining up under center. We've got 2 wide out to the right, 1 out to the left, and looks like Barkley was in the back.
Uh-oh.
And Eli gets stripped of the ball. Fumble at the 1-yard line. Recovered by the Giants. Solder gets the recovery on the 1-yard line. Ooh. So they drop back from the 8-yard line now down to the 1-yard line. Eli, a lot of pressure there coming off the left edge. Right past, in fact, Solder.
Nate, he got beat off the line. Big time.
Is that Berkeley?
I think it was.
Barkley. I think it was
or Barkley or Berkeley. I think it was. Yeah, absolutely.
JS Dirty Games.
Oh no, it was Bennett.
Yeah. JS Dirty Game says, "Why does it look like someone has the Eagles playbook on a sign in the stands?" And all the Giants have to do is look up and say,
Saquon up the left side and gains about 3 yards on that, so it's going to be 3rd down and long for the Giants.
He says, "Why does it look like the Eagles? Somebody has the Eagles playbook and a sign in the stands, and and all the Giants have to do is look up and say, oh, that one."
Yeah, yeah, pretty much, right?
That is a great point. That's pretty much what it's looking like here for the Eagles defense, keeping them outside of the big Barkley gain.
Secondary's been question marks for Eagles, but their front 7 is pretty legit.
3rd and 15 here. We've got Tripp out to the right, 1 to the left, and we got Saquon.
Manny back, throws underneath to Odell. Odell takes it down to about the 12-yard line, breaks out to about the 15 or 16, and then he's pushed out of bounds. It's going to bring up 4th down and about 3 or 4 yards. So the Giants are going to bring out the punter here, and this will give good field position for the Eagles. Yeah,
4th and 3 here. I think it is smart. You get the ball into a playmaker's hand in that situation, so you can give some space and give some breathing room. On 3rd and 15. You want to get it past the 1st down marker, but if you're going to make a play like that and throw it to Odell at the line of scrimmage, you got to get it into a playmaker like his hands.
Yeah.
So Dixon back for the punt.
Gets the kickoff clean. Look like Carter's back to receive. He's going to receive that at about the 33. Makes a move, cuts it upfield. He's down to the 50.
Up the sideline, past the 50, about the 55.
About the 44-yard
44, I'm sorry.
Wow, 55. What field are you playing on?
This is Canadian football, eh?
Oh, man.
Wow, they just showed the replay with Manning with that strip. He was already losing control of that ball when Bennett hit him.
Yeah.
So, big piece there. For those of you watching, normally we are a podcast, so we do Baltimore. tonight we were a little bored. We decided to go ahead and do this game tonight.
Yeah.
But go check us out. Social media, all of our stuff. We're at Birdland BS. If you're on our YouTube page, give us a little subscribe, give us a like. Comment with us. We'd love to hear from you. And then also go check out our Facebook. On our Facebook, we're running a contest for all social media platforms for our episode that we just ran, episode 66, the Doo-Doo Browns.
Doo-Doo Brown.
And yes, I said doo-doo. Go check it out, because if we can hit 750 views on any platform, the reason I'm pointing you to Facebook is where we've gotten the closest.
Yeah.
We're actually, I think, at about 500 views right about now. But if you go check us out, like us on Facebook, and share it on Facebook, and you'll be entered for a chance to win a Birdland BS swag bag. We got shirt, we got some magnets, we got some stickers, some other little stuff for you. Maybe a little secret hidden prize in there.
Yeah.
So go check it out and go give us a like.
Make sure you hit the thumbs up. If you're watching, there's 25 of you in the room. We got 7 thumbs up on the video. Make sure you're doing that. And make sure you're leaving some comments in the field. Any questions that you may have. Scott, what do we got?
Speaking of comments, we got Sam chiming in, regular Birdland PS listener and viewer. We got, you guys are better than 99% of mass media announcers, especially Chris Collinsworth. I appreciate that, because I can't stand Chris either.
Yeah.
We apologize again for the pauses, but this is our first round of this. We're having fun with it. He said, JS Dirty Game says, come on now, Chris got them ad-libs like Boomer.
Yeah, him and his son, man. Both of them are hard to listen to. His son sounds exactly like him, if you haven't heard Chris Collinsworth's kid.
No,
oh, man.
I haven't.
If you closed your eyes and they were both in the same room talking, you wouldn't know which one was
You talk about Boomer. He talks about Boomer. I did like Boomer. He did get a little annoying sometimes, but I liked Boomer.
Whoop!
Yep.
Love Boomer.
A little bit of whoop.
Love Boomer.
Oh, my
Who's
goodness.
Man?
So, but yeah.
I like Boomer more for baseball than I did football, though.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
Although Boomer did have a good call when a guy was on a streak and on a run.
Yeah.
And he may go all the way.
Yeah. Boomer was good, man.
Oh.
All right, so the Eagles come out. Good field position on the 44-yard line. 1st and 10. Wentz in the gun. Trips right. Wentz takes the snap. Looks like a screen, wide receiver screen to Jeffries. Jeffrey gets about a 4-yard gain on that down to the 40-yard line. So it'll be 2nd and 6, Philadelphia. Just over 4.5 minutes left in the first quarter. Eagles still lead the Giants 7-3 in a wet, rainy Thursday night football game.
Wet and rainy there. It's wet and rainy here in Maryland.
I've always been critical on Thursday night football and their scheduling and the games and the quality of games. Thursday night's been pretty good this year. This one was kind of a head scratcher for me. Pass over the middle, down to Jeffries, down at about the 24-yard line. Alshon Jeffrey playing big so far in this game. He's a big target, man. He was a guy that I was hoping the Ravens were going to go after. Couple years ago.
Are they on what are they on now? Are they on 7 or 8, maybe even 9 straight passing plays at this point?
Yeah.
They haven't run the ball in quite a while here.
Well, here you go. Wentz underneath the gun. They've got dual wide receivers right.
One out to the left. Looks like Goddard lined up. Now he's making a change of the line here. Smallwood's in the back. He's going to hand it off to Smallwood. Breaks it out to about... Looks like that was about the 20-yard line.
Yeah, it looked like about a 7 or 8 yard
So about
gain.
2nd and 2 here. Oh, sorry, not the 20, the 10-yard line. There's your game, Ohio State.
Yeah.
So, it's about the 15, I'm sorry. I got to keep track here.
2nd and 2 from the 15-yard line, 16-yard line. Ish.
3 minutes left to play here in the first quarter.
Wentz back in the gun. Smallwood to his left.
Two to the right, two to the left.
That's Clement. Clement.
Clement.
Up top to the 5, down to the 1-yard line. Wow. Big run, Corey Clement. Down to the 1-yard line.
Big move there.
Yeah. Jason Kelsey with a great block.
Aguilar had a
big
decent
hit.
block there as well.
Big hit. Ooh, that could have been that
helmet
helmet rule, that new rule that we that was dominating the news in the preseason. Haven't really seen too much of it rear its ugly head so far this season. But first and goal here for the Eagles at the 1-yard line. Giants.
Goal line stance here for the Giants defense.
Clement up top.
Out to the right. And he stops at the line of scrimmage at the 1-yard line.
At the 1.
So they try something a little bit different there, looking like we're going to do a play action.
Good
throw
read.
It out to him.
Good read by Landon Collins.
And another helmet-to-helmet
hit. Yeah.
This is and there's an official right there. You question how these aren't getting called sometimes.
Yeah. And he led with his head. I mean, yes, his shoulder's there too. Obviously, it's all connected, but.
Dirty Games chimes in and he says he's in Phoenix, but he's raised in PG County. He feels like we're from Montgomery or St. Mary's County. No, he's from Baltimore County, and I'm from Hartford County. Well, yeah. I was born and raised in Baltimore City, but...
Went to the gun, drops back, hands it off to Clement. Looks like a touchdown. Have they signaled the call? Yes, touchdown Eagles. Corey Clement. So there you go. Was it who was it that needed Corey Clement? Right.
I think that was Keyshawn. I think that said
Keyshawn. There you go. If you're still listening.
Actually, no, it was Marlon.
Marlon. If you're still listening, there you go. You got your fantasy boost here in the first quarter, and that call's going to stand. He was definitely across the goal line. Touchdown Eagles. Is it too loud?
All right, I'm going to be stepping away for a second, guys. Fred, you're going to take this off here for me.
Yes, sir. And the extra point is up and good. Eagles lead 14-3. This is this is a big game for the Eagles. If the Eagles want to stay competitive, they need to get back to 500. Playing it with sitting at 2-3 right now on the year. Again, they're playing in a pretty weak division with the Redskins kind of holding on to things at 2-2 right now at the top of the division. That's just based on statistics and percentage points. And then you've got you've got the Cowboys sitting right at 2-3, and obviously the Giants at 1-4. Statistically, a pretty weak start for the NFC East, but a good start for the Eagles in this game. Let's see, we got anything? Appreciate that, JS Dirty. You have to come back up, man. There's plenty of places up here for crab cakes, man. Plenty of places. Ball's kicked out of the end zone. Giants are going to have it 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line. There you go. There's your division standings. Redskins at the top 2-2, Cowboys 2-3, Eagles 2-3, and again Giants at 1-4. Still early, we're only 5 games into the year. Again, Carson Wentz just kind of getting his feet wet and getting back, testing his leg out, testing the strength in his knee. I know that's got to be in the back of his mind. Eli under center for 1st and 10. Saquon in the backfield. Hand off to Barkley. Left side. Looks like it's going to be stopped for no gain. All right, so I'm carrying this one by myself right now. Scott's upstairs handling some business. So what do we got going on? Giants. Sam says if Giants lose, I wonder what Odell will say this week. Yeah, that guy constantly running his mouth. Does not mince his words. I appreciate that, JS. We appreciate the subscribe and anything that you do for us as far as spreading the word, man. We greatly appreciate that. Appreciate you being in here for sure. Looks like Eagles got a little jump happy there. On the outside might have been Bennett. Yeah. Neutral zone infraction on the defense. Coming up towards the end of the first quarter here. We got 48 seconds left in the first. It's going to be 2nd and 5 for the Giants. Giants need to get something going here. Again, I think they need to stick to the run. Saquon, it's proven he's been able to get some chunk yardage here. Had the big gain earlier. Eli back, pressure, gets the pass off, and pass is deflected. Good play out there on Odell to keep that from being a big gain. Eli felt the pressure, and I think he needed to get the ball off, and Eagles playing a little bit of zone coverage there, and Darby made a great play, got his hand right in front of Odell's hands and broke up the pass. It's 3rd down and 5 for the Giants here. 30 seconds left in the first quarter. Eli back in the gun. He's got Barkley to his right. Drops back, pressure on the outside. Eli steps up and overthrows Sterling Shepard running across the field. Shepard looks a little aggravated. I don't know if he was being held on the play, but that's it. 4th and 5 for the Eagles. For the Giants. Looks like Dixon back for the punt. Again, 4th and 5. 25 seconds left in the first quarter. Dixon gets the ball off clean. And it's tackled right at about the 20-yard line by Davis. Got 15 seconds left for this first quarter. Be sure that if you're watching, you hit subscribe, you hit the little thumbs up, you give us a like. I know we only got 14 of you guys in there watching now. I apologize, Scott isn't down here. It's hard to run this thing live by myself, but he'll be back in just a minute. Odell looks like he's already barking at somebody as Eli and the offensive coordinator sit down and discuss what went wrong on that drive. Wentz under center here on 1st down and 10. Wentz takes a snap, pitches outside to Smallwood. Smallwood cuts it up the field, gets down to about the 24-yard line. Good little 4-yard gain there for Smallwood. This has been a good balanced attack for the Eagles. Eagles doing a little bit of both. You know, I mean, Wentz went on a run there. We were throwing a lot of passes, but now it seems like they're committing a little bit more to the run. They got Clement involved in the game there on the last drive. Smallwood there to start off this drive. You can't be predictable in offense. I don't care who you are, because it's an NFL. NFL is going to shut it down. You know, teams are going to shut it down if you're too predictable. So, good to see the Eagles changing it up a little bit as we come to the end of the first quarter. Make sure you're dropping some questions, and if you got anything you want to talk about or any comments on the game, make sure you're doing that in the chat. Make sure you hit subscribe, hit the little thumbs up. We appreciate each and every one of you being here and listening to us. Scott again's upstairs. He should be down here in just a minute. Man. Looks like the Eagles have a pretty tough schedule coming up for these next few games. Listen to this. So the Eagles' next game, they're home, take on the Panthers. Panthers right now sitting at 3-1. Panthers just come off a big upset win, or not upset, but a big. Giants came back. The Panthers were dominating that game. Giants came back, and it looked like the air was let out of the room in Carolina. But Carolina was able to get in good field position there with just a few seconds left, and Graham Cano kicked a mile-long field goal to win the game for the Panthers. So Panthers are still a good football team. Then after that, the Eagles are on the road to go against Jacksonville. And Jacksonville still one of the better defenses in the league, struggling offensively right now. Leonard Fournette not being in has been a big deal for them because they haven't had any consistency from the run game. And Blake Bortles isn't built to carry a team. Blake Bortles is more of a game manager than he is anything else. Jaguars struggling, but still, it's going to be a tough team to score any points against for the Eagles. Then they've got the game division rival against the Cowboys at home, and then they take on the Saints on the road. So they got a tough stretch. 2nd and 6 here. Wentz back in the gun. Fakes the handoff, throws up field to Ertz for about a 1-yard gain where he stopped in his tracks. Landon Collins on the play. All right, that's not Collins. It's... Sorry, I'm sitting like a mile away from the TV, so it's hard for me to see some of these guys. Here's Eli Apple. Wentz back in the gun. He's got Ertz and Smallwood in the backfield with him. Takes a snap. Oh, it's a fumble. Fumbled the handoff, but he gets the pass off somehow to Smallwood. Smallwood gets it back to the line of scrimmage. Man, that could have been a really ugly play and a big turnover for the Giants. But Wentz is able to save face, get the ball back to the to the line of scrimmage, and it'll be 4th down now for the Eagles. They'll be able to get a punt off and flip the field. Yeah, Sam, I'm right there with you. Jacksonville has been one of the bigger disappointments this year. They will finish strong. Like I said, I think they just got to get their running game going, so I agree with you. That defense is just nasty. If they can get any resemblance of a decent offense going there in Jacksonville, they'll be fine. They're going to be in the thick of things, whether it's for the division or whether it's a wild card, whatever it is. All they need to do is be playing good football at the end of the year, and they could be a very dangerous team come playoff time because all these offenses right now are very much pass heavy offenses, and with Jalen Ramsey and some of the guys that they've got down there in Jacksonville, I mean they're a very stout defense across the board, both sides. I mean their front seven is good, their backs are good, so they could be a dangerous team in the playoffs if they can get any resemblance of an offense. And again, still early in the year, so they'll figure that out. I think one of my bigger disappointments so far this year has been the Texans. They did save face and come up with a victory against the Cowboys the other night, but that's a team that I was going into this year, getting Deshaun Watson back, and J.J. Watt comes back healthy. You got Watt, and you've got Jadeveon Clowney out there, so they've just got a high-scoring offense and a good defense. I thought that they would be a team that would kind of run away with the South there, but unfortunately, Texans haven't kind of lived up to that yet. Good to see you back, Scott. God,
sorry to leave you by yourself, man.
That's hard to do by yourself. Everything good?
Yeah, when a kid doesn't go to sleep, you gotta go up and coax him to sleep.
I thought we were being too loud or something down here.
No. Kid wasn't going to sleep.
Wow, man, take over for a second. My throat is killing me.
Go take a break if you need to, man. I don't know if you been paying attention to some of these comments.
Sam and I were just kind of talking a little bit about the Jacksonville Jaguars. I was looking at the Eagles' schedule. The Eagles have a pretty tough road in the next 4 or 5 games, and Jacksonville was one of the teams on their schedule. And Sam was saying that that Jacksonville was kind of one of the more disappointing teams that he thought this year, and I was kind of going into. I agreed with him. And I think one of my more disappointing teams so far this year has been the Texans. You and I talked about it before the season started. I was pretty high on the Texans, but yeah.
Yeah, he says Deshaun looks like a different guy this year, protecting that injury, and
agreed.
That's definitely well agreed. And I don't know if did you cover 30 games?
Oh, good shifty run, man. To almost get a first down. He got about 9.5 on that.
Second
so just short of the first. But that goes to show the kind of game kind of changing moves that this guy has. He can make people miss.
He can make that hard cut. And the difference on a guy like him with his hard cut is he has the ability to make that hard cut while still moving north and south. A lot of guys move east and west on that cut.
He's not just a power back. The guy
handoff again past the, and he gets about a gain of looks like 6 there. So he's going to take him down to about the 38-yard line.
Nice.
So it'll be first down from the 38-yard line there. Did you cover? Looks like Peter is from Bavaria.
I did not get that far yet, so
yeah. So it looks like Peter's hailing out of Bavaria. So
wow,
we're reaching worldwide, my friend.
Appreciate you tuning in there, Peter. That's,
definitely go check us out. Go check us out. Who knows? You may be the person that could win our Birdland BS giveaway package on Facebook. Is probably the best place to do it. But love to see some pictures of some Birdland BS gear in Bavaria.
Absolutely.
And it looks like that's a Gallman. They gave Gallman the ball. He got it about to the line of scrimmage. He got stuffed there, but there is a flag on the play. Looked like it came from the right-hand side of the line there. So we'll see what this call is. Usually probably going to be a holding call here. So it looks like the refs are debating what's going on and how they're going to handle this. About 12 minutes left in the second half. Again, if you're in the first half, second quarter, Jesus. My kid, having to go up and get my kid to bed is throwing me off.
3 off.
So legal formation on the offense. So it looks like we have a lineman that lined up as an eligible receiver and didn't report. So 10 yards from the spot of the foul.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Did you see that?
Sterling Shepard just had the flop of the year so far.
Oh, they're not going to show it again.
That was a flop and a half if I've ever seen one. The guy,
like somebody shot him with a dart gun.
Oh! He had him by the front of the jersey and jumped off.
Good Lord.
Out to Odell.
Beckham stopped at the line of scrimmage. No gain. Eagles playing tight D, man. Odell's getting frustrated. You were upstairs. He was already barking at somebody on the sidelines. Looked like the offensive coordinator was sitting down with Eli.
Give me the ball. Give me the ball.
Well, there you go. No gain.
Peter says he could do some cliche stuff like beer and lederhosen. That would be pretty funny.
Eli looks like he's going back in the gun. Second down and 21.
Trips out to the right. Lone man to the left. He's going to drop back. They're going to throw right at the line of scrimmage again. Gain about 4 there, it looked like.
Yeah, it was Latimer. Latimer for about a gain of 3 or 4 yards there. Looked like, I don't know if that was it was intended to be a wide receiver screen on that or what.
It looked like it was going to be.
Nobody upfield to block.
3rd and 16 now.
Yeah.
So gain about 4 on that play.
Just under 11 minutes left in the second quarter. Again, Eagles lead 14-3 here.
It looks like he's going to line up 2 wide out to the right, 1 out to the left. Saquon up the middle. He's going to throw it to Saquon. He's going to make a cut.
Gain about 6 or 7 on that.
Get back to about the 39-yard line there. So we're looking at about a 4th and 8 or 4th and 9 here.
Dog okay up there? Sounds like
he's running
herd
around.
of buffalo up there.
Yeah, my dog's running around. He's having fun.
For all you guys that haven't yet, make sure you hit the thumbs up on the video. Make sure you hit subscribe. We appreciate you tuning in. We are Birdland BS, Baltimore Sports Podcast. Giving a shot at this whole live commentary thing. It's going to be a rough go at it.
Dixon back for the punt. Looks like he gets it off fairly cleanly through a little bit of traffic. And, wow. Hit as he catches the ball, but gets away.
Didn't call
that was
for
a face mask there.
There was a face
mask. Yeah, there was a clear face mask. Nobody caught that on Carter.
Wow.
Carter was face masked, and as he was being tackled from the lower half, winds up getting a face mask upstairs and no call there. Horrible spot there for no call. Sam just said he thought he saw a face mask also. I agree 100%. That's definitely a face mask. Dirty Games chimes in and says New York as a state is not used to this level of disrespect that the Giants are showing their citizens.
Going back to your comment earlier about the Redskins, man, that's a team that I didn't really know what to expect from the Redskins coming into this year. They, obviously decided to move on from the whole Kirk Cousins experiment, and Kirk Cousins decided to move on from the whole Redskins experiment. And
yeah,
Kirk Cousins took his talents down to Minnesota, but then the Redskins make a big deal, make a trade for Alex Smith from the Chiefs, which might have had some people scratching their heads in the beginning, from Kansas City side. Alex Smith just had a career year in Kansas City, and I know you got a guy in Pat Mahomes that you hope can be everything that you think he can be, but you don't know, and you won't know until he gets out there and plays.
So far, he's 5-0.
I think so far he's played above expectations, to say the least, this year. But for the Redskins, Alex Smith, I think he's a good fit there. It hasn't been the easiest, I don't think, transition for him into that new offense. There's a lot of it's a lot of similarities to how Kansas City ran their offense for the first couple of years that Alex Smith was there, and it was a lot of underneath passes. It was a lot of short yardage passes, nothing down the field. Whereas last year, Andy Reid and the offense kind of opened things up, allowed Alex Smith to throw the ball down the field a little bit more, and you saw a more productive Alex Smith.
Keyshawn chimes in and says the only highlight the Redskins season have is that Terrell Pryor practice video when he flinched.
Oh,
that was
God.
hilarious.
That was hilarious. I forgot all about that.
Thanks for bringing that up, Keyshawn. I'm going to have to go revisit that now. It's been a while since I've seen that. As we've been saying, we're Birdland BS. Go give us a like on all the social media platforms. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. This is our first go at this play-by-play here, and I had left Fred hanging for a little bit because I had to go help get my son to bed. But he's to bed. We're all good now. Hopefully, we don't have any more. You can go to the bathroom if you need to.
Nah, man, I'm good.
Take that break if you need to.
I had a little bit of a cold, so that's why I sound the way I do, and all this talking's got my throat a little scratchy.
So Wentz is under center here. He's got Smallwood lined up in the back. He hands it off to Smallwood for a gain of about 5, maybe even 6 there, it looked like.
Yeah.
So it looks like it's 6, so we're going to see second and 4.
It was actually Corey Clement on that.
Oh, was it Clement?
Yeah.
It's hard to see the jerseys.
Yeah, that was a good run, though. Right up the middle for a gain of about 6 yards. Again, I was saying earlier when you were gone, it's good to see the Eagles getting a little bit more of a balanced attack now. You're seeing what all those passes did, and it's opening up holes here for the Eagles to get the run game going.
Yeah, so Clement's going to line up to the left in the shotgun next to Wentz. Wentz is going to have 2 wide out to the left, 1 out to the right, and a tight end lined up.
Fakes the handoff down, throws the pass down to Jeffrey, and Jeffrey drops the ball.
Although Jeffrey looked like he thought he had it and then dropped it and then knocked it out of bounds. I don't know that he actually made a quote-unquote football move here.
There was never possession on that.
No,
as soon as he was hit, the ball was loose. I mean, there was never really possession on that.
Yeah, it was moving on the first step down.
Yeah.
But good thinking of a veteran like that. If you think you made the catch, that's the best thing you can do. If you can't get to it, swat it out of bounds.
Better
that way
safe
it's at
than
least
sorry.
out of there.
Absolutely. Never know what these refs are going to call.
No.
Wentz is 4 for 4 on third down passing, 56 yards and 1 touchdown. Lines up here in the gun. He's got Clement out to his right. Man in motion. Looks upfield. Throws to Zach Ertz. But Ertz looks like he's going to be short for about a yard with a gain of 3.
About 3.5 almost.
It's going to be 4th and 1 here for the Eagles. Eagles punt team coming out on the field.
Oh, come on, Seth. We can't be that bad. He said it's almost time for Black Ops 4. Don't be,
No, I don't blame you. I haven't played that game yet, but I've heard a lot of good things about it. Odell Beckham back to return this kick.
Thanks, Dirty Games. He says thanks for being a random person in the room to Seth. All right, so the kick is up. Clean kick. It's going to be fielded. Oh, Odell drops it and then gets hit immediately right where he caught it. Looks like it's going to be about the 32 or 33-yard line.
No, got anybody to yell at but himself on that one.
Yeah, went right through his hands here, right off his chest, through his hands, drops it, was able to pick it right back up, but immediately gets hit. You know, play like that, Odell, he's a big playmaker, but that's one where Giants fans, I'm sure, are yelling, shut up, after a play like that. Right. You know, you can't be running your mouth as much as he's been talking. He's been talking a lot, and as much as you do that, you can't go through and make that comment.
If you're going to run your mouth, you got to back it up. And so far this year,
Peter's got a good question. He says, do you know if the Eagles are planning to get another back since Jay Ajayi is out? I mean,
there's been a lot of talks, actually. And one of I think the hottest rumors right now surrounding that would be LaShawn McCoy possibly being available from Buffalo, coming back to Philadelphia. So we'll keep an eye on that.
He says he wish they would have kept Blunt.
Yeah, Blunt was a touchdown machine, man.
So Eli he's got the ball rolling out, and he's going to toss it over to Saquon for incomplete pass. The pocket just collapsed there on Eli, and pretty daggone quickly. I would say he had less than 2 seconds there to get rid of the ball. And it looks like somebody was under the tent here. Who was 22 for the Eagles here?
That was probably under for concussion protocol, I would assume. Either that.
He didn't look happy that he looked like that face of, oh crap. Looks like Odell's telling Eli he's got one-on-one coverage, but Eli's going to check it down to Saquon. Gets a first down. Move. Big first down. Past the 50. Gain. Past the 40. He's still got room. He's at the 35, the 30, 25, the 20. He's still on his feet. 15. Down to about the 12 or 13-yard line. Huge run by Saquon Barkley on a 2nd and 10 play there.
That was everything that Saquon Barkley is. He's got the speed. He's got the ability to make people miss. And even when you do get 2 or 3 hands on him, he's got the power to be able to run through it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. When you've got power legs like that, I mean, he's not only is he running through it, but he missed by 1 tackle, 2 tackle, 3 tackle, 4 tackle.
The guy that had the best chance of tackling him was his own offensive lineman.
Yeah, there was about 6 tackles that were missed there. Looks like we're going to have a flag on the play here, false start. I'm just going to assume here on the offensive line. See who they're going to call it on. It's going to be the center. False start on the center.
Yeah, right, James. Those legs, I'm telling you, man, tree trunks, my friend.
Yeah, they are huge. He has got
some huge legs. It's just that's where all his power is. And look at him. Would you just look at him?
Yeah,
golly.
His legs at their peak are probably larger than my body.
His thighs are bigger than my head, and that's saying something. I got a big ass head. 1st and 15 here from the 18-yard line. Eli under center, fakes the handoff, dumps the ball off, and it's dropped by Gollum.
Lord of the Rings.
Yes, my master, or whatever it is.
Throw me the ball, Eli.
My precious.
Oh my god. This is what you get out of us guys. It's we're just having fun with this. We've got a drink. We're hanging out, watching the game, giving you our call. What we would probably actually normally be doing. I mean, we got to fill a little more airtime on this.
Yeah,
as we've learned.
Eli back in the gun, 2nd and 15.
Trips out to the right.
7 minutes left in the second quarter.
Saquon lined up to the left. He's going to dump it. No, it's Gallman again, and he throws it out to Gallman, intended receiver, but Gallman is Eli is not happy with Gallman right now.
Gallman was supposed to cut that ball up, or supposed to cut up field. They were not on the same page
and
there.
And now here comes Saquon.
3rd down and 15. Saquon Barkley comes back into the game.
A lot of respect there. Saquon telling Gallman, just don't worry about it, relax, and go to the sideline. Just don't worry about it, relax. I don't want to say a veteran-esque move, but it kind of is.
That's a veteran move out of the rookie. I mean,
yeah.
It's good to see.
He knows that
Eli back in the gun, drops back on 3rd down, dumps it off to Saquon. Saquon makes a guy miss.
Missed a tackle.
Gets back to the
15,
5 to the
down
15,
to the 10, but we got a down to the 8, maybe about
There's
9.
a flag on the play. We'll see what this is. I don't know where the flag was thrown.
Look like maybe the far side of the field. Ooh, is this going to be a roughing the passer? It is going to be a roughing the passer.
I think it was the whole
driving him to the ground
yes,
kind
the
of
whole
thing.
Clay Matthews thing, driving the quarterback to the ground. I don't agree with that call.
No.
Bennett was already in motion of making the tackle when he got rid of the ball. I think that's a BS call. I thought all of the calls on Clay Matthews were BS too.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's not even close in my opinion on some of these calls. You know, it's football. It's a contact sport. You can't, in the middle of tackling a guy, rotate your body.
1st and goal here from the 4.
2 out to the right.
Eli under center hands the ball off to
Saquon.
Saquon down to about the 3-yard line.
Look like you got about a yard on that, maybe
Yeah.
a yard and a half.
It's going to be 2nd and goal for the Giants here. Giants need to get this score. Can't settle for a field goal here. Need to get a touchdown because they're getting the ball back to the Eagles, and they're going to be giving them back to them again to start off the second half. So this is a big drive for the Giants.
Dirty Game says he wasn't feeling that the call against Eli or against Bennett on Eli either.
2nd and goal from the 3. Eli back in a gun. He's got trips right. Fakes the handoff to Saquon. Moves out of the pocket. Rolls out.
And
Incomplete pass to Sterling Shepard. Throwing a little underneath and a little low, but really wasn't much room to work with there. Wasn't really anywhere else.
Closely out of the bounds. You give him the best shot that he can. We got Dirty Games chiming in. He says disregard the QB rule is crazy. He's not feeling the call. And then James says the man doesn't even have pads on. I didn't even notice that or think about that until he said that. Thinking back, he doesn't have shoulder pads on. Keyshawn says imagine having one of the best wide receivers in the league and having your running backs get more targets.
Yep,
it's absolutely true.
Eli back in the gun here again from the 3. 3rd and goal.
4 wide.
Eli under pressure, dropping back, throws. Incomplete. Almost play broken up. Almost intercepted there. Threw it to the tight end. Big stop for the Eagles.
Huge stop for the Eagles there.
It'll be 4th and goal from the 3-yard line, I'm assuming. Giants going to send their kicker out here and take 3. This was a drive that the Giants needed, man. They needed to have a touchdown here.
Yeah. I mean, your defense has already given up 2 touchdowns. You've got to do something. And now they've got to settle for another field goal.
Chip shot field goal here for Rosa Parks, whoever it is. Kicks up and good right down the middle.
Yeah, Peter says after that rule, they got to do something about QBs allowed to do everything. It kind of breaks the game. And it does. It absolutely does. So they can't capitalize on Saquon's huge run there. And Eli not happy with a few of his receivers. So at this point, what do you do if you're the Giants' offensive coordinator? I mean, what's your play call? You're just gonna at some point, if you keep handing the ball to Saquon, they're gonna figure it out and stack the box.
No, I agree with that, but that's what's working for you right now is Saquon. I mean, you can't abandon the pass altogether. But you gotta change some things up, whether that's maybe going a little bit more over the middle because they seem to be trying to work the ball outside to their wideouts, to Odell and to Sterling Shepard. Maybe you get the tight ends involved a little bit more in between the numbers. But either way, I mean, Saquon's your horse. Saquon's the only guy carrying your offense right now. You just got to keep feeding him the rock.
James says he thinks there's going to be some fights at halftime. And Sam chimes in and said, did we see Ndamukong Suh's viral video on his feelings on roughing the passer? I have not seen that yet.
I have not seen that.
I will have to go look that up, Sam.
Appreciate that, Sam. Yeah, I'll definitely have to look at it. I did hear about it on social media, but I haven't had a chance to listen to it yet.
And Dirty Games chimes in again and says, it's obvious when unnecessary roughness happens, but can we freeze the gameplay because a football player got tackled like everyone else?
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I mean, look, I'm all for protecting the quarterback. I get it. But at the end of the day, it's football. These are football players, whether they're a quarterback or not. I mean, roughing the passer doesn't need to go away. Roughing the passer should be what it always has been. But some of these tweaks that they've made with the whole driving a player to the ground and that kind of thing, like these are just adjustments.
If you want to say if it's an overly aggressive tackle or overly aggressive move and make it, at the hands of the refs, and then if a ref is being like too loose and call them out on it,
right?
That's fine. But I think you're right. This wasn't exactly 30 games chimes in. So cool of a rule change, huh? Yeah, of course it was.
Right.
They were all about the safety and all about this, that's the stance that they took. And they even after the first few weeks went to the refs and said, "Look, we need you to kind of tone it back a little bit, let them play a little bit." But we're still seeing, you can't tackle a guy, and I forget who it was saying, what are you supposed to do? Tackle him strictly from the knees down, and that's it?
If you watch the Clay Matthews tackle. You go back, the first one that they made a big ordeal about with Clay Matthews. That tackle was exactly how you teach someone to tackle.
Right.
Like, it was about as clean a tackle as clean can be.
And the Giants just kicked it off when it went back in the end zone. So you're gonna see the Eagles get it at the 20-yard line here.
Yeah, again, I agree wholeheartedly. These rules are getting ridiculous. It's getting to the point where we're going to end up putting flags on these guys and getting away from pads altogether.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, you might as well just do that with the quarterback.
Right.
A sack is if you can get a flag.
5:44 left in the second quarter. Wentz under center here, 1st and 10. Smallwood in the backfield. Wentz making some adjustments. He's got a man in motion. Looks like Ertz up top. Wentz with the play action pass, looking deep downfield, can't get it off.
Ooh.
Tries to dump the ball off to Smallwood. Smallwood's tackled. Incomplete pass there. It's going to be 2nd down and 10 for the Eagles.
Looked like it was kind of an ugly hit in real time. Smallwood went out. Wentz had to dump it off, and I mean, good. That was a good move on the Giants there, tackling with the shoulder. We just got done talking about that.
Yeah. It's impossible to get your head completely out of the way. Your head is attached to your shoulders. I mean, I get some of these just rules are ridiculous. Wentz back in the gun. He's got Smallwood to his right. Looking upfield. Complete pass to Ertz. Ertz pitches it to Jeffrey.
To get another
Jeffrey
2 yards.
Gains about 2 extra yards, so it looks like about a 7-yard gain in total. It's going to be 3rd down and 3 for the Eagles. Almost a Ed Reed style play. That's something he would have done in his day, pitching the ball. Yeah,
just a little pitch off, and hey, it's smart to get an extra yard or two is what you need, especially to get your offense down the field. I mean, not that the Eagles have been having a problem with that right now.
Used to give me a heart attack when Ed Reed would do that back when I was.
Wentz lines up under center. Ertz moves into motion. You got 3 wide up. Rolls back.
Wentz looking downfield. Deep downfield. He's
deep,
got a man wide open. It's Aguilar, but there's a flag on the play. But this
Aguilar's going to get down to about the 15, 10. He's going to make a spin move.
He's getting hit.
Yeah, he gets hit at the 10-yard line.
At the 10, but there's a flag on the play. Aguilar was wide open. Wentz saw him and hit him down the middle of the field, but it looks like it's coming back.
Yeah, Nelson Aguilar, big move there, was way out open. And it's going to be on the defense, so that's going to be declined. Right. So big move there. Big move.
1st and 10 or 1st and goal for the Eagles from the 10-yard line. Big gain for Nelson Aguilar.
A few more. We got Dirty Games chimed in on the roughing the passer. He said these dudes are about to start telling linebackers to tap them on the shoulder and ask permission. We've heard that plenty of times.
Right. No,
Peter says they're right, and they could rule QBs as runner if they cross the line of scrimmage or something. No slides. That's another move that you could make, absolutely.
That looked like a Lamar Jackson pass there. It was whack, 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 whack. Yeah. Whacking the entire time there, but it made it.
And we have Steelers Fever has chimed in. And he says both teams suck. We didn't say either of these teams were the greatest in the world, but it is a fairly decent matchup.
It's debatable what team is the best team in Pennsylvania right now. So if you're a Steelers fan, which obviously you are, Steelers are not riding too high right now either.
Yeah.
1st and goal for the Eagles from the 10-yard line.
Wentz under center.
Wentz with the fake handoff. Throws it to the corner of the end zone to Zach Ertz. Touchdown.
I'll take that. He's on my fantasy team. I'll take the points. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Big play there. Big drive.
Peter also chimed in. He says, saw the block by Cam last week. I did see that block that he's referencing, and the defense can't really hit him when he's running every move he could slide. Right. That's absolutely true.
Yeah.
So you got to kind of offset it somewhere. I think Peter's on to something. If they cross the line of scrimmage, it should be done. You are a runner at that point.
It's fair game at that point. You've chosen to run the ball across the line of scrimmage. You are now in the field of play as a runner.
I guess can any runner slide, or is it just the cornerback or the quarterback?
Anybody can slide.
Just the quarterbacks choose to slide.
Quarterbacks,
less chance of getting hurt
quarterbacks
there.
are coached to slide versus trying to extend.
All right, Dirty Games, chill out. He says it's insane that a Steelers fan just said that. So sad. It's all right. We like everybody here. We want everybody to chime in. Yeah. Take it easy on him. I'm sure as a Steelers fan, he understands that there's some question marks on the Steelers right now.
Look, there's no rivalry in football that I respect more than the Ravens and the Steelers.
I hate Ben Roethlisberger with a passion, but I respect him.
Right? Yeah. I mean, I hate the Steelers, like you said, with a passion, but it's nothing but love. It's nothing but respect for the Steelers. It's always a fun game playing against them. It's always a black and blue, rough football game. It's what football was built on.
Yeah, exactly. That type of rivalry is what it was meant to be. I think rivalry games go like that. You don't see as many roughing the passer calls. You aren't going to see as many. You shouldn't see as many flags in a game like that. They should be letting them play.
Aguilar looks like he's frustrated. He thought he was going to get a touchdown on that.
Yeah, that's what he's saying. He's like, I thought I was making a move and going to be able to go down the sideline. So
Eagles lined up here for the kickoff. Eagles lead big here with 4 minutes and 22 seconds left in the second, 22-6. Giants got to get a score, man.
It's going to go out of the back of the end zone. A little bit of chippiness going on.
Yeah.
But it settles quickly.
This is an important drive for the Giants. Doesn't need to be pass heavy. You got 4 minutes and 22 seconds left. You got 3 timeouts. You need to use your back. You need to stick to Saquon Barkley and use your horse. He's what's moving this offense right now. Get the ball in his hands. He's a good receiving back. He's a good running back. So get the ball in his hands. Make him a part of your offense until they stop him.
Yeah, you have to. All right, so he's running up with 5 wide. He's going out deep to Odell. And Odell missed it. Ooh, almost intercepted there.
Underthrown.
Very underthrown there by Eli. Almost intercepted by Douglas at that point. Odell really only had about a half a step on him.
Odell had enough that if Eli gets that ball out in front of him,
just a little bit, yeah. But Odell would get hit pretty quickly there by Douglas anyway. So it's going to draw back, hand it off to Saquon. Saquon's going to get stopped at the line of scrimmage. He's going to get wrapped up by Hester.
Yeah, good tackle there. Considering he tackled him basically with one arm.
Yeah, it was a one-arm tackle on a guy like Saquon Barkley with 10 legs, man.
That's a hard task.
That's power on power at that point.
All right. Eli, though, man, I swear, I can throw a better football than him at this point in his career. He just has wow. Eli
and
down.
And he gets sacked for what, 5-yard loss?
Yeah. Well, that was a quick 3 and out for the Giants.
Dirty Games says Eli needs to go to LA Fitness.
He needs to do something.
I don't think he'd even fit in with lifting at LA Fitness the way he's playing.
He needs to hang it up and start selling memorabilia because I think that's what he got caught up in.
Sam points it out too. The O-line is just collapsing right in front of Eli's eyes and not giving him time.
That's really been the Giants' problem now for a past couple of years, not just this year. Their offensive line has been terrible.
Yeah, Dixon gets the kickoff, and Carter's going to take it back, and he's going to take it back to about the 48-yard line.
Oh, this game could get real ugly quick.
We're looking at 21-6 right now. Eagles over the Giants. I think we have just a little over 3 minutes, maybe 4 minutes left in the half. About 3.5 minutes left in the half. At this point, they're just getting run over. Carson Wentz has gone 13 for 18, 164 yards, 2 TDs. Eli Manning, 8 for 19, 103 yards with 1 interception. At this point, Wentz is kind of starting to have his way here with the Giants' defense, and Eli just continues to struggle getting anything out to his receivers. Carson Wentz lines up under center. Looks like he's got a back in the backfield, 2 out to the left, 1 out to the right. He's going to fake a handoff. Looks like to Smallwood. Step up into the pocket. Deep throw downfield here. And, there's the flag. There is a flag. And who was that pass to?
That was Jordan Matthews.
That was Jordan Matthews, yeah. So, right at the end zone, right at the line. It's going to be interesting. Do they call that in the end zone or do they call it at the 1-yard line and they're going to get the ball to 1?
Wentz looks like he's gimping a little bit. I don't know if that's just his walk or what. Maybe he got hit on this play. Oh, yeah. He got thrown to the ground. And wow. That could have been a flag on itself.
Yeah. And
Jordan Matthews, I mean, this was a pass that would have been caught, would have been a touchdown.
Yeah. So it happened, looks like maybe about the 4-yard line is where the contact happened.
Wow. If that's not a flag, but the flag on earlier was? Yeah.
So no flag for pass interference, but they do have a flag for roughing the passer. I would disagree with that. I think that was, they're saying that he went for the ball, the defensive back went for the ball there. I would disagree because he's completely, his head is turned in the last second he looks. The last hit, I don't know that that's, looking at that again, I don't know that that's roughing the passer. Vernon's coming off and going off to make a play on the ball. Hill's the one that's got him wrapped up.
The initial contact wasn't, it was the aggressive throw to the ground that was unnecessary. He didn't have to do that. The initial contact, I agree, not pass interference at all, but the aggressive throw down, that wasn't necessary.
Yeah, no. We got Iceman Flatter said Eli was done in 2013. Giants have been saving him. They should have traded him long ago. Nash Rodriguez says Matt Ryan or Eli.
Matt Ryan, hands down.
Yeah. And the flag on Bennett earlier. Yes, Peter was. Peters doesn't exactly get the
Wentz on the move.
Bennett doesn't even get it.
Slides
There's
in.
a slide and a hit too.
Hit high too. Up in the shoulder pads, like head area.
I think it may be a good no call. He's going to make the tackle, trying to go down low, and
yeah, I mean, there's nothing you could do to stop that. And actually, it was clean.
He pulls out his hands to show that he's not trying to tackle him. That's a good move. As soon as he realizes Carson is going for it, he pulls his hands out and not in a tackle mode there.
Wentz back in the gun, 2nd and 5 from the 30-yard line. This one might wrap it up here if the Eagles score a touchdown on this drive. Hand off to Smallwood. Smallwood cuts it upfield for a first down. Gain of about 6 or 7 yards.
Out to about the 23.
Out to about the 24 or 23-yard line. 1st and 10 Eagles. Come to the 2-minute warning here in the first half. Again, the Eagles leading 21-6 in striking distance for another touchdown. And they're going to get the ball to start the second half.
I'm assuming Nash Rodriguez is chiming in and he's saying Julio or OBJ. I agree with what Sam just said. I'm going Julio all day.
Yeah, Julio's underutilized, I think, in Atlanta.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, between the 20s is where you see the majority of Julio's production. It's for whatever reason they do not use him as much as they should in red zone. He's got to be one of the most touchdown-starving wide receivers in the league.
Dirty Game says he likes easy questions, too. And we got 27 of you guys, or 28 now of you guys watching out there with us. Thanks for joining us. We love this. Is our first go at this. We're just sitting here having fun. We occasionally get together. We'll watch some of these games. So we're just having fun watching these games, and you guys are just hearing this commentary. We're going a little more commentary than we probably would be if the camera wasn't on.
Make sure you hit the like button down below. You hit the subscribe button. Subscribe to our channel.
Yeah, man.
We do a lot of different things. We do instant reaction videos to breaking news. We are first and foremost a local Baltimore sports podcast, so we do that first and foremost. We have it on all kinds of platforms. We've got it here on YouTube. YouTube's kind of new for us. So that's why we don't have a whole ton of subscribers here. But we're on Facebook, we're on Twitter. You can find our audio podcast everywhere. I mean, you can find it on Apple, you can find it on Google Podcasts, Spotify. Obviously, we have our website at birdlandbs.com. That's where you'll find the audio podcast, a little bit about us, some bio information, and of course our gear page, where you can get some cool Birdland BS gear that has our Birdland BS logo on it.
And I'm wearing one of the shirts here. You can see one of these shirts. Nice logo, nice shirt, comfortable shirt. I left my hat upstairs. I should have grabbed it. I'm used to wearing a hat. I feel naked without it right now. I might need to run upstairs and grab it. But I want to give a shout out. Since we started this, we're actually up about 25 or 30 views on our Facebook.
That's great.
So those of you guys that are out there watching, if you've been watching the Facebook, live to get into our contest, if we hit 750 views on especially on our Facebook page, or on our Facebook view for episode 66, Doo-Doo Browns is the title of it.
Browns.
So go check it out. Because if we hit 750 views on any of our platforms on that episode, we're going to do a swag bag giveaway, which includes one of these shirts. So go check that out.
All right, Carson Wentz here.
James says you didn't update the score. It's 21-6. We forgot the extra point there.
You're right. Thanks for calling me on my stuff there, James. Might have to update
Wentz takes a throw out, and it's going to be incomplete out to Jeffrey. A little high for Jeffrey to go out and get that. But Eagles are going to get the ball in the second half as well. So it's going to be interesting, if they score here and then come back out and score again. They're going to shut this game out, pretty quickly.
This game could get ugly really, really quickly here.
Dirty Games is going off on James, telling him he didn't want to ruin it. He saw it about 15 minutes ago. Hey, if you guys see something, let us know.
This is our first go at it, man. Come
All right,
on
so
now.
we hand the ball off to Smallwood. Smallwood's powering through, gets a gain of about 8 there.
That was a big run for
So we're going to see about 3rd and 2
good run
for the Eagles.
This is where just about where Corey Clement came in the last time when they got down in this area and scarfed up a touchdown from Smallwood. So for you fantasy guys out there that started Clement, be on the lookout. This is where he usually comes in. We'll see.
Peter said he didn't check it. He didn't catch that. Are we Ravens fans? Yes,
yes,
we are.
Big Ravens fans, big Baltimore sports fans. We've got the Orioles, we've got the Ravens tattooed on the arm.
Yeah.
So we live and die by our Baltimore sports. Again, we are a local Baltimore sports podcast, but we're just sports fans in general.
I tip my cap to you, Peter. He's got John Brown in his fantasy league.
Nice.
You've been picking up plenty of points.
You're
sure,
a smart
my friend.
man, then, my friend. That guy there, he's boom or bust. He's going to put up a bunch of points, or he's not going to put up hardly any. But he's off to a good start so far this year.
Eli is looking a little lost there on the sideline. Saquon's looking like, what do I got to do? He looks like Nelly with the one eye, on there. All right.
3rd down and 2.
3rd and 2. Wentz has got 2 out to the left, 2 out to the right, and he's got Smallwood lined up. He's going to hand the ball off to Smallwood again, who's going to get stopped. He's going to get stopped about a yard shy of the line of scrimmage, it looked like. So it doesn't look like it's going to be a loss of 1, and we're going to move to 4th and 2.
Looks like the Eagles might actually be going for this.
And now we're going to cut to the promo.
And now Michael Strahan and Tony Gonzalez, apparently.
Yeah. So it looks like Nash says Kansas City or L.A.
Kansas City or L.A. L.A. is the more complete team. I think Kansas City.
Kansas City's the hotter team right now.
Kansas City is the high flying team. It's the hot team that everybody wants to talk about. But L.A. is the more complete team, top to bottom. I'm talking offense, defense, special teams.
Timeout called by the Giants, by the way.
And LA can put up some points. I mean, they've got a bunch of weapons out there, with Gurley and Cooks and Cooper Kupp and I mean, they just got a bunch of wide receivers out there, and Jared Goff seems to be doing pretty well.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Carson Wentz under center here on 4th and 2. I wonder if they're going to try to get the Giants to jump off sides to get this first down, or if they're actually going to go for it. We'll see.
Two wide out to the right.
This might be a
Aguilar on motion over to the left, and he's making an audible call at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, that's
and
what
he's
it
going
was.
to call a timeout.
That's
They were
all it
looking for the
was.
offside
Just
jump.
trying to get him to jump off sides with a hard count.
Hey, the Eagles had 3 timeouts to waste here. That's not a bad move.
No,
4th and
not at
2, you're up 21-6, trying to get him to jump offside and basically get free points here.
Absolutely.
That's what they were looking to do. And I mean, they're still going to get, hopefully, barring from a blocked field goal or a missed field goal here. It looks like we're gonna see them go up 24-6 at this point. But we'll see what winds up happening here. And it looks like Dirty Games agrees KC's going to be so good. And he said until the second game of the playoffs, he thinks that's where they're going to falter. Rams are too hungry and healthy and in sync and just need minor defensive adjustments. And that's absolutely true. They're the more complete team. So, that's kind of what you got to look at.
Yeah, the Rams are going to be a dangerous team.
Keep the questions coming, guys. This helps us fill some time. We like it.
Yeah, we like interacting with you guys, man. That's what we're here for. We want to make this as interactive as possible. We got 29 or 30 of you in here now, so make sure you're hitting that like button.
All right, and the kick is up and good. So the Eagles are going to go up 24-6 at this point.
Watch me now, James. You see it? Boom, 24.
All right, so Nash keeps these questions coming. He says Tony Gonzalez or Shannon Sharp.
Oh man, that's a good question. That's a good problem to have if you're picking between the two of them.
I've got to go Sharp. Sharp's got the rings,
yeah, but Tony Gonzalez,
which he doesn't wear, by the way.
Tony Gonzalez, you put him in Shannon Sharp's situation out in Denver. And here in Baltimore, and he's got a couple rings himself. He played on some crappy teams
This is true.
in Kansas City for his entire career. I don't really judge a player's individual career based on Super Bowls and that kind of thing. Maybe quarterbacks you can a little bit when you're talking tight ends. But nonetheless, Shannon Sharp and Tony Gonzalez, both two great Hall of Fame tight ends.
Absolutely.
It's a great problem to have. If I had to pick, though, I honestly, I'd probably go Tony Gonzalez.
Saquon Barkley, 147 yards. The rest of the team, 28.
Yeah. I'd go Tony Gonzalez on that. Tony Gonzalez is about as shorthanded could be. You threw that ball up anywhere near him in his catch radius, he was coming down with it. Strong as an ox, with the basketball background. Just a hell of a tight end. Just played on some crappy teams in Kansas City.
Didn't always have the best quarterback either.
No.
So.
Good question, though. Very good question.
Yeah, very good. Dirty Game says Shannon Sharp hands down, but numbers go Tony. But I think as a fan, Sharp with a little funner to watch.
I can't argue it. I love Shannon Sharp. I think he's a great, like I said, he's a Hall of Fame tight end. If you push came to shove and I had to pick one, I think I'm going Tony, and I gave you my reasons why.
Yeah, Peter says he's sorry. We're recasting the Eagles game, and we're called Birdland. All right, Eli's going deep here and it's a reception. Who is that? It's Latimer. Latimer,
big catch.
Big about 25. They're on their own 25 at this point.
I mean, he is just throwing rainbows out there. Listen. High school football.
It's a 39-yard pass.
I've seen high school quarterbacks throw the ball better than Eli's throwing the ball right now. This is awful. Barkley gains about 2 or 3 yards there on first down. Looks like it's going to be 2nd down and 8. 52 seconds left. The clock is ticking. Giants
only have one
timeout
yeah.
left. Really need to get a touchdown here. I mean, they'll settle. I think
you got to throw the ball. You got to throw the ball out to the sideline. You got to get down the field, get the ball out to the sideline. He's going to go deep down the right hand side, and it looks like Latimer just gave up on that hesitation route. Mills dove out for it. Eli looks like he's baffled that Latimer stopped. Look, watch Latimer do. He kind of lollygags and slows down a little bit. Mills is watching the ball.
I think Latimer realized he wasn't going to get beyond Mills, and he wasn't going to beat the coverage, so he gave up on the play. Stupid move. Almost cost Eli a pick there.
Sam says those are alarming stats if your running back has more and more yards than your offense. Houston, we have a problem.
Yeah, and it's not even close.
All right, Eli back in the shotgun formation. Barkley to his left. 3 wide out. Looks like he's going to go out deep again. And
too high.
Too high out to Davis. Across the center, right at the goal line.
4th and 8 with 28 seconds left. Giants have one timeout left, but it looks like they're going to send on the field goal team here. Giants missed this field goal, and the Eagles have decent field position with 28 well, they'll probably have about 24 seconds left. 2 timeouts. They could really throw the ball a couple times, get a couple gains, and even get into field goals range themselves.
Dirty Game says 15 straight failed third down tries by the Giants. The fans are about to riot. Yeah, it's ridiculous here.
Kick is up,
and it's good.
Right down the middle, and it is short.
Short. I thought it was going to be good there.
Yeah, I mean, it was right down
52-yard attempt, and he looked like it may have hit the post.
He had the accuracy there, just didn't have the distance. See, something like that just it makes you appreciate as a Ravens fan having Justin Tucker. I mean, Justin Tucker is about as automatic comes in field goal kickers. Going down is probably going to be one of the most accurate. Right now, he already is, but one of the best field goal kickers in NFL history for sure.
Iceman Flat Earth said Eli is his own worst enemy. That's absolutely true.
Yeah,
it's not even close. Short by probably, it looks like about a yard.
Yeah,
about a yard more would have put it on him.
So the Eagles take over here at the 42-yard line. 23 seconds left with 2 timeouts. Carson Wentz in the gun, drops back to throw, looking towards the sideline, throws the ball down the field, incomplete pass.
Jeffrey and a flag on the
flag on the field. Pass interference is what it looks like it's going to be on Jenkins.
Jenkins has been hanging over. He hasn't gotten called on some of these calls that we've been saying have been pretty close, and now finally we see a flag going.
This is going to give the ball to the Eagles on the other side of the field at about the 42-yard line. 17 seconds left, and again, still 2 timeouts. They can go down the middle of the field here, use their timeouts, and get into really good field goal range.
Yeah, no, they've got to do something here. Because if you're the Eagles, you want to put this away before halftime.
And if you're the Giants, you got to come up with a turnover. You got to come up with a sack. You got to come up with something. You can't give up any more points here. You're already down 24-6. Wentz drops back, looks over the middle, throws the ball to Jeffrey. Jeffrey down to the 31.
Gain of about 11.
They take a timeout with 11 seconds left here in the second. Looks like they've got enough time to maybe get off one more play. But if I'm Philadelphia, I don't know if I even risk that here.
Domenico says he thinks that Eli will be benched in the second half. I don't know who their backup quarterback is. Is it Rosen? No, Rosen's not.
No, it's Christ. I keep wanting to think it's.
Help us out, guys. Who's the backup? James says now he's going to miss kicks this week, Fred, because you said something about Tucker.
I would hope not.
Even Domenico doesn't know who their backup quarterback is here. All right, so Carson lined up in the shotgun. Got 3 wide, 4 wide.
Alex Tanney.
Yeah. All right.
You got me.
And I'm guessing this is going to be legal formation, maybe?
False start on the offense. Sends the Eagles back 5 yards. There's still 12 seconds left, and the Eagles have 1 timeout. Still enough time, again, to take 1 shot down the middle of the field or, get a little bit closer for field goal range.
And, yeah, Peter says Rosen is in Arizona.
Yeah.
He is in Arizona. I was trying to draw a name of who the hell it was. I mean,
there was a lot of talk going into this year at the draft. Were the Giants going to draft Saquon? Were the Giants going to draft Eli's replacement? But
and Iceman brings up, he says you have to be able to put your team in a position to win, and Eli's just not doing that. Oh, great catch by Jeffrey, but he's going to be out of bounds on this play.
Yeah, just a little overthrown by Wentz. Led him a little too far out of bounds. 7 seconds left. Looks like Wentz is coming off the field. Field goal team is on for the Eagles. They're going to take a long field goal here.
Elliott going for what? Is this about a 58er? 54?
Let's see where they're at.
Let's take a look and see.
I think it's 58. We'll see. So they're
54.
54. Okay, 54
Second
yards.
guess was right there.
Elliott's definitely got the leg here. Let's see if he can kick this one straight. A little to the right. It's wide right.
So,
well, that's the saving grace for the Giants. Giants saved 3 points there.
2 seconds left on the clock.
Still trail by 18. The Eagles up 24-6 with 2 seconds left in the first half. We'll get a kickoff here and then more than likely a knee and head into halftime.
It's a takeover.
Oh, yeah. What am I thinking? Yeah, right.
They take over the line of scrimmage there.
Right. We'll take a knee and then head into halftime.
Alex Taney on his 8th team with the Giants, Dominica says.
Hey, we got 36 of you guys in here watching. We appreciate it. Make sure you hit the thumbs up. I only see 9 thumbs up. If you haven't hit the thumbs up on the video, please do that. That helps
us out, guys.
We appreciate you guys tuning in. And for all those leaving comments, we appreciate the interaction. For those that aren't leaving comments, man, if you got any questions, please do interact.
Iceman says, Alex who? Stop banging the table. It was shaking,
Alex.
By the way. Huh? It was shaking when you were banging the table.
Okay.
Sorry for James for Fred giving you a seizure, James. I tell you what, James brings up a good point. He said he wished he could be in the Giants locker room at halftime. That would be an interesting, just to be a fly on the wall in there. What is Odell doing? What is Eli saying? You know, what is this team doing? What do they look like?
So Alex Taney has been in the league 3 years. He's 30 years old. So that means he's only been in the league for 3 years. So he got in the league when he was 27 years old. It's a pretty old rookie at 27. It's out of Monmouth. Don't know anything about this kid. Never heard of him.
All right, and that ends the half. So they threw a screen pass and took it out. Got about a gain of about 12, but it just wasn't enough. So, what a first half by the Eagles, putting up 24 points. Giants 16. Giants have to come back here in some way, but the problem is the Eagles have the ball to start the half.
Right.
You know, is 6-24 insurmountable? No, but you have to score on your first drive. Yeah. You have to if you're the Giants. You have to do it, otherwise you're in trouble. And Domenico says they need an Al Pacino speech. I 100% agree from any given Sunday.
Absolutely. So the big, we're going to talk a little NFL here while we're at halftime, just kind of go around the league here. The big AFC matchup so far this week, AFC North matchup this week's got the Bengals at home against the Steelers. This is
it's gonna be an interesting game. Both teams facing some struggles.
You know, a lot of people are flying high with the Steelers now after last week with their big win, thinking that maybe the Steelers figured some things out. I don't think that that's the case. I think the Bengals bring them back to earth. They're just not a very good football team, especially on defense. The Bengals have been firing on all cylinders so far this year. This is the best that they've looked in a while.
I mean, they had the Ravens on their heels on defense.
They punched the Ravens in the mouth
and started the game off that way.
Right. Took a big 21-0 lead against the Ravens. So that's a game that a lot of people have the Steelers winning that game. I've got it going the other way. I think the Bengals win that game.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a close game. I believe the game is in Pittsburgh. So I can't.
No, the game's in Cincinnati.
Is it in Cincy?
Yeah.
So at that point, if the game were in Pittsburgh, I'd have to put my money on Ben. But at home, Dalton, it's just going to be too close. If he can get the Pittsburgh defense on their heels like he did the Ravens, no doubt this is going to be an easy game for them.
Right.
So we've got a few questions coming in.
Yeah.
We have Nash asking Alex Smith or Cousins.
Cousins.
Yeah.
I mean, again, it depends on the offense that he's got built around him. Alex Smith is the more accurate quarterback. He's the better decision maker, but Kirk Cousins to me is a bigger playmaker. He can put up points in a hurry. He's got a good deep ball. But again, it really just depends. It depends on the offense that he's got built around him. So if you're talking the Redskins and the deal that they made, honestly, I think Alex Smith is a better fit for that system. And I think that the Vikings were smart in bringing in Cousins. The Vikings were holding on to hope that their defense would be as good as it had been for the past couple of years. And their defense hasn't been playing up to par so far this year. But Kirk Cousins has fit in well there. He's got a lot of good targets out there in Stephon Diggs and Adam Thielen. He's got Kyle Rudolph at tight end, so I think he'll mesh well there. It's going to take him a little while to get their chemistry down and that kind of thing. But so again, I think it's just situational. But if I'm picking one, if I had one or the other, I like the big play ability of Kirk Cousins.
I think the big game that I would love to see, and hear what everybody's got to say on the chat here, chime in if you're watching. We got 27 people watching, nine likes. Keep those likes. Hit the thumbs up, guys. We appreciate it. If you've been watching this long, you're liking what we're doing, and we appreciate that. So let us know with the thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. Check us out on Twitter at Birdland BS, at Fred Birdland BS, at Fred BLBS, at Scott BLBS. If you've got any questions for when we do our regular podcast episode, it's hashtag BLBS Nation. So go check it out on Twitter. Facebook, again, that's where we also do Facebook. You can check us out on there. Like us on there. Share our latest episode 66. We're trying to get to 750 views. I think you guys have us close to 530 right now since we've gone live. So I think several of you guys are going to check that out. At least share it. Every time you like and share, it's going to enter you for our chance to win our swag bag giveaway. You can win one of these shirts along with a few other items from the Birdland BS.
Make sure when
gear.
you go to the Facebook page, you hit the like button on the Facebook page as well, because that you'll get all your notifications and you'll see when we go live. If you hit subscribe here on YouTube, same thing. Make sure you hit the bell to turn your notifications on. We do the podcast every Tuesday night at 8:45 Eastern Standard Time.
Peter says, "Stop begging already. I'm gonna like it. I promise." With a winky face. We appreciate it. We just want to keep saying,
please just do it.
We just want to keep saying it for anybody coming in and out of the room here.
Yeah.
We appreciate all you guys that have been watching. But the big game for me this week comes down not in the AFC North. Chiefs Patriots.
Yeah,
you got the Chiefs 5-0. Patriots coming off a hot win, being 3-2. And ultimately, you think. What do you think about this game? I know you got a bold prediction for this. Bolder.
Tom Brady doesn't forget.
It's true.
Chiefs, talk about getting punched in the mouth. Chiefs came into Foxborough last year and punched the Patriots in the mouth. Opening day last year. Tom Brady hasn't forgotten that. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I think it's going to be a shootout. You got two of the better quarterbacks in the league right now, in Brady and Mahomes. But that Kansas City defense is a mess.
Yeah, they are.
They're giving up just as many as they're scoring. So I've got the Patriots winning this in a close one. I think it actually comes down to a field goal difference here. And I'm giving that advantage to Gostowski and the Patriots.
A little bit more proven kicker.
I've got the Patriots winning this game 33-31.
And see, for me, I think it's going to be a close game as well. I have it as a 4-point game, kind of a last-minute situation. I've got the Chiefs winning this 32-28. And Ryan, our other co-host who's not here with us tonight, he's got the Chiefs winning as well, 34-27. So we all have it being a one-score game.
Yeah.
So we all agreed this is going to be a tight game.
What say you out there in the chats? What do we got going on for predictions?
Dirty Games chimes in. He says 37-34.
Okay.
As the score, and I don't know. I don't see.
Who do you got?
Games, I don't see who you got. You got a score
37-34 who? Can't have it both ways. Obviously you've got it right there with us. It's going to be a close, high-scoring game. What say you, everybody out there?
Iceman's giving us his prediction for this game, 40-10. 30 games. Brady 2-minute drill within end zone, but stopped. Field goal at the end. So he thinks, it sounds like he thinks it's going to be a field goal by the Pats to win this game as well.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Absolutely. The other primetime game, I guess if you want to call that, it's Monday Night Football. It's got the Packers at home against the Garoppolous 49ers. Is that a word, Garoppolous? If not, I just made it a word.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. 49ers limp in the Lambeau. This one's not going to be close for me. Aaron Rodgers always plays his best football at home. 49ers are, I mean, Beathard came in and played a pretty good game his first game out there, but I don't see him playing well in Green Bay. I've got the 49ers winning this, or I'm sorry, the Packers winning this in a landslide. I've got them winning 30-19.
Yeah, I'm not far off. I've got them winning 34-17. A little bit larger score there, but at the same time, Ryan seems to think it's a little bit tighter game, but he still has the Packers. He thinks it's going to be 21-17 Packers. I just don't see the game being that close on this.
No,
it's just not going to be there. KC says, Iceman says KC will win by 3, but Bill has never lost to a rookie. So that's an interesting call there.
Yeah, good point. Good point.
And Domenico says he thinks the Eagles by the deadline pick up Bell or I believe he said, who was the other one? Sorry, I got to go back and find who he said. Or McCoy.
Yeah.
At the end.
So the Eagles have always been an aggressive team. Obviously, they were aggressive last year when they went out and they got Jay Ajayi from the Dolphins.
Yeah.
They're in a similar situation this year where Jay Ajayi is now gone for the year. Smallwoods played okay. Clements played okay. I think they're good in situational type runners. But if they want that game-changing type running back, they're going to have to make a deal. And those are two prime candidates. I know McCoy is on the market. Eagles have been talking to him. A few other teams have been talking to Buffalo, including the Ravens have actually checked in about McCoy. I don't see that happening. The Ravens just don't have the money under the cap to make that kind of a deal happen. But no. I could absolutely see the Eagles being aggressive and making a deal like that.
Yeah, no. Iceman brings up another thing about the Chiefs game. Mahomes' legs extending plays, making big third downs, keeping Brady off the field. I can see that a little bit. He can extend a play a little bit longer.
There's definitely some truth to that, but Tom Brady at home, and again, that Kansas City defense is soft as tissue. Tom Brady's going to have a field day. Look for Sony Michel, the rookie out of Georgia, to have a big game in that game as well. Seems like each week they've kind of ramped up his workload, and I think he has a big game against that Chiefs terrible D.
Yeah,
I could be totally wrong. I could be totally off base, and Chiefs come in there and dominate. But I don't see it being that way. I see it being a very, very close game, and I just think Tom.
I think we all agree it's going to be close. It's just I think it is going to come down to how is Mahomes able to handle it. Iceman says he thinks on the Packers game he thinks 30-10 Packers. So he agrees
so we're right
it's
around the same.
Going to be quite a blowout there. Dirty Games also says that. Have you heard about the nostalgic feel that young dudes get when they face the greatest of all time or the GOAT? It's real, LOL. That is kind of true. When you get guys that are facing Brady, it gets into their head that they're facing Tom Brady. A guy that is the epitome right now in today's day and age of living up to what a quarterback can do, even from a low grade. Right. He comes out. Is not a first-round type guy, and clearly sits back, watches, and makes his move and never looked back.
Yeah. Yeah, no, the Chiefs had their eye on Pat Mahomes for a long time, even before the draft, and they went up and they got their guy. They've had a lot of faith in him since day one. This was Andy Reid's kind of guy, and obviously they took the gamble and making the deal with sending Alex Smith to Washington, and it's paid off.
Yeah, Engraven chimes back in. He says, "How's it been going? It's been going good. We still got our voices." He says, "It doesn't look like OT, but it ain't over till it's over." Engraven, if this goes to overtime, you're gonna get.
I'm coming after you, my friend.
You're gonna get a call from.
I know where you live down in Florida. I'm coming after you, my friend.
Yeah.
Shout out to Pompano.
Oh my goodness. I won't be down quite his way next month, but I'll make the extra 4-hour trip. I'll come see you. Don't worry.
But yeah, man, the throat's starting to get a little scratchy for me. It's been a tough one. We got to get together, man. We got to get together and do some more videos. Appreciate you chiming in. Always good to see you, man.
Iceman says the special teams will be the factor for the Kansas City game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Huge thing.
So we're getting ready here to kick off the second half. Again, the Eagles back to receive the kickoff.
Getting the ball again, getting Carson Wentz back on the field.
Giants need a big 3-and-out to start this second half off, and gotta get a quick touchdown to get feeling good and getting back into the rhythm of this game.
Yeah, Carter back for the Eagles, back in the end zone. It's going to be a high ball. He's going to take it about 2 yards deep in the end zone. He's going to stay there.
Smart move.
Best thing they can do right now, give themselves as much room as they can without taking the risk.
Yeah. Yeah, they're talking right now, Christina Pink, they're talking about the lack of passing game from the Giants and the lack of protection for Eli. We were talking a lot about that in the first half. You gotta, Eli has enough problems on his own, even when you give him time. You put pressure on him, and he is just an awful quarterback.
Yeah, no.
So you got to do everything that you can to protect Eli. But again, you got to keep feeding Saquon the ball. He is your workhorse.
Somebody down on the field for the Giants. I haven't seen who it is, but it looked like they were just holding on to his head before they went to the commercial. So, but I mean, they've got to do something. You've got to provide protection to Eli, like you said. If you can't give him protection, he's not going to be able to do anything at all,
right?
Much less anything that's there. And I just don't. I don't think that you're going to see in this second half Eli be able to do anything that is going to be able to change the path of this game. This is going to come down to the Eagles' defense. If the Eagles' defense can do something big, get a turnover, force a turnover from Wentz, which is it's a little more rare. They're forcing the incompletions, but they're not forcing any turnovers. If they can force a turnover, they might be able to swing this game a little bit more and give the offense a chance. You got to keep Barkley in there. You got to get Odell the ball a little bit more. He's being covered well, right now. But if you continue, as long as you continue to open up Saquon, you can open him up, and you can also open up Shepard a little bit. Shepard's got some big playability as well.
These comeback routes with Odell is not his forte. It's not his specialty. You got to get
him on a go route.
You got to get him out in space. You got to get him where he can make people miss, and he can use his God-given abilities. Like, you can't expect Odell to be a Anquan Bolden possession kind of receiver. He's not built for that. That's not what he's used for. You got to get him out in open space, because that's where he's going to make people miss, and that's where he's going to get his big gains. And right now, they're just not getting the ball out in space.
No, they're not, and that's what's killing them. And but part of the reason they're not getting the ball out in space is, like we talked about. Oh, he doesn't have the time. Eli doesn't have the time. I mean, we've seen Vernon get to him. I'm sorry, not Vernon. Peters get to him, and not Peters. Bennett. Jesus, I can't think.
Well, here's the thing.
Running through a bunch of names.
If you're not getting a lot of time, what's that mean? You got to get the ball out quick. So set up some wide receiver screens, set up some quick slants, set up some things that allow Eli to do that two-step drop and boom, get the ball out quick.
But he's not even working with the idea of being able to get that ball out quickly. And he doesn't have the time to. And it looks like Armstrong was the one that was injured. They're taking him to the back now. No helmet. He's probably, I'm assuming, concussion protocol or some type of stinger or something along those lines.
Carson Wentz here at the 25-yard line. 1st and 10 under center. He's got Smallwood in the backfield. It's a fake handoff, play action pass. Down the field.
It's going to be a first down.
First down to Jeffrey. Good 10-yard pass to Jeffrey. I got to put my glasses back on. I didn't realize how blind I am. Good Lord.
Oh, yeah. They just showed the hit on Armstrong, and it was at the top of the helmet, hit him right at the edge of the bottom of his helmet, right near the face mask.
Yeah, that could have been a flag.
Mike Pereira. So Mike Pereira sounds like he believes that should have been a hit to the helmet call and a helmet call on that.
Wentz back in the gun, hands it off to Smallwood. Smallwood takes it up the middle. Looks like his offensive line is kind of carrying him a little bit. Looks like about a 4-yard gain down to the 39-yard line.
Yeah. And, we talked about the line, too, for the Giants when they get back on the field. We can say everything about what Wentz is doing right now, but it really comes down in order to make this an even close game. That Giants line, Eli, when you look at a guy like Baker Mayfield was getting the ball in about 2.5 seconds. Eli's not even getting that time.
Right.
So you're talking about him getting the ball out in less than 2 seconds. That's difficult in the NFL, period. Carson Wentz backs, got 2 wide out to the right, Smallwood out to the left, under pressure, throws over the middle, intended for Aguilar. It's going to be incomplete. It was thrown behind Aguilar. Clearly, he's trying to get rid of the ball, feeling the pressure there.
Yeah, I felt the pressure. I think he just threw it out to space to get the ball off so he didn't take a sack there and knew that he didn't really have anybody he could get the ball to. It's going to be 3rd down and 6. Eagles leading 24-6 here in the third. 13 minutes and 35 seconds left. Aaron Andrews is good to look at.
Yeah.
It's pretty.
Who's the one that was the Orioles? She works for NFL Network now.
Oh, Amber
Theoharis. Yeah. Not another bad one to look at either.
No. Wentz back. Throws over the middle. Complete to Zach Ertz. Looked like a gain maybe of about, I don't know. Collins is calling for an incomplete pass, but Ertz looked like he made that catch to me.
Looks like he got his hand under it a little bit here. We're going to see the replay as Carson steps back, starts feeling a little bit of pressure. Vernon has been getting to him. And it looks like they're going to get a snap off quick so it doesn't go to any question.
Looked like Corey Clement on that one.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to be Clement for a game of about 2, maybe 3 here. Looks like 2. So it's going to be 2nd and 8. Looks like they're going to... I would imagine they're going to go for another run here. And here's the Ertz play. Ertz just barely... It was close. It was close. The ball, His hands are around the ball. Smart move by Carson and the Eagles' offense to get up there and get that ball snapped, not to be reviewed. Could have been a questionable review. I don't know how I'd fall on that.
Carson at the gun, drops back, feels pressure, moves, takes off and runs, dives forward. That's always scary when a quarterback dives forward like that, but he dives forward for the first down. Big run there by Carson Wentz. That guy's got a set of kahunas.
Yeah, that takes some real kahunas in order to go after that play, especially when you got 2 linebackers right in your face.
Yeah, you will not question Carson Wentz's toughness. This guy, he's got a little bit of John Elway in him in the sense that, like, he's just not afraid to put himself out there. I remember Elway diving in the end zone, like, for the touchdown and spinning around like a top. I kind of see that with Wentz as well.
Yeah.
Wentz with the fake handoff, drops back, dumps the ball back off to Clement on the other side of the field. Clement makes a man miss, breaks it off to the 25-20, outside and tackled at the 20-yard line. Big 20-yard gain for Corey Clement there.
Yeah, huge. That was off a play action pass out to the left side, and he had plenty of blockers out in front of him.
Yeah, Landon Collins blocked there by Kelsey. Opened up the hole. Clement with a big gain. There you go. Some more fantasy points there for you. What was the guy's name?
And Engraven says Wentz is never scared.
No, he's not. He's not. He's got a...
Did you see the story? I think you and I talked about it with him, with the kid with the bracelet that he wears all the time.
It's a good story. Clement up the middle here to the left side.
About a 4.5 yard gain, maybe 4 yard, I'll say.
4-yard gain. Looks like they switched up from Smallwood to Clement here to start off the second half. Clement, fresh legs.
Yeah, so. They're definitely doing it by committee tonight, which is a smart move. You get a little bit of best of both worlds out of both of them.
Yeah. Again, the Eagles showing balance on offense, and that's key for any team. 2nd out of 5 here from the 15-yard line. Wentz under center.
Looks like Smallwood lined up in the back. I can't tell.
Yeah, Smallwood.
Yeah.
Smallwood up the middle. Boom, a good 5-6 yard gain.
First down.
Gives them a first down. Looks like it's going to be 1st and goal.
Oh, goodness. People are calling for Kaepernick to take over for Eli.
I got to agree. You've got you got a no-name quarterback behind him. As a 30-year-old, 3-year veteran out of Monmouth that I've never heard of. Eli, I mean, it looks awful.
Horrible.
Yeah, why not? Bring in Kaepernick. You already brought back.
I got a good quarterback. Shane Falco.
Yeah.
Are you fans of the replacements out there? Which was filmed in Baltimore, by the way.
Yeah,
Just a Baltimore tie.
Right.
They wore blue uniforms too. Were they the Giants?
Who?
No, they were like the spin-off, I guess,
Yeah,
of the Giants
it
team.
wasn't a fictional team.
Yeah.
Here we go. Carson Wentz, 2nd and goal from the 8-yard line. Back in the gun. Play action. Fake handoff. Dumps the ball over the middle to Jeffrey. Jeffrey tries to extend. Gets down to about the 1-yard line. It's going to be 3rd and goal from the 1. Clement already here with a touchdown. So for you fantasy players out there, Clement's got 1 on the game. We'll see what happens here on 3rd and 1. Do they go to the run or does Wentz... I think we see Wentz on a rollout here.
I can see that.
I think we see a play action run. Wentz on a rollout. He either takes it himself or dumps it off to Ertz.
Or he hasn't hit Aguilar very much. He might be open. I think you might see that rollout but get it.
Wentz
to
under
Aguilar.
center. That's back. Quick
There's
throw
the
to Jeffrey. All right. Touchdown Eagles. And this game is getting
out of hand. That's 30-6. With an extra point, it's going to be 31-6. It's going to wind up being a 3-point game at this.
What do we got going on? Any interaction?
We got plenty of people. Peter says Cap got to get a second chance.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and then we say Sam says he's out of here. He's got to be up early for work, but great job. He enjoyed the cast. Turn the volume off on the TV to hear us. So I appreciate that, guys.
Sam.
Anybody else is doing that, let us know. We appreciate that, guys. And the kick is up from Elliott, and obviously it is good for the extra point. So it's 31-6 Eagles. And it looks like Dirty Games is saying, haven't y'all heard that Cap can't perform better than any QB in the league right now, but we're watching Eli question marks.
I know. I could probably go off of at least 3 or 4 quarterbacks I could name really quickly off the top of my head that Kaepernick I think could come in and challenge for a starting role. Eli being absolutely one of them. So I don't see a problem.
No.
I understand the media circus that comes with Kaepernick and everything, but look, the Panthers already did it with the safety with Davis. He came in, he took his knee. There really hasn't been a big ordeal made of that yet. New York is already a media circus as it is.
Yeah.
And the guy deserves a shot. He would absolutely be a better option right now than Eli's playing. I mean, Eli is he's awful. And it's hard to watch.
Yeah, I mean, for a Super Bowl winning quarterback, he sure as hell doesn't show any signs of looking like he ever knew how to play football. And we know he was never the best Super Bowl winning quarterback, but he is a Super Bowl winning quarterback.
Yeah.
And you just as defense wins games, so does offense. Defense can win games big time. Put stops, but your offense has to be able to do something with the ball. Get your defense rest on the field, things like that.
This offense, again, you get a quarterback in there that can make some plays. You get a couple offensive linemen in there that can help give protection. And this offense is a totally different team for the Giants. Saquon Barkley, everything about him is elevated at that point.
When you have to worry about the quarterback, it gives them more room.
Absolutely, and especially a quarterback that can make things happen, with his legs as well. He's got that mobile threat about him as well. It's sad, I think, that a team hasn't given him a shot yet. I just at this point he's been out so long. I question is he healthy enough? Is he in shape enough to be able to get back into the NFL and be productive? Well, I mean, he's come in and done a few tryouts for a few different teams, and none of the teams have said that, he couldn't play at this level. I just think it comes down to people not wanting to deal with the media circus when it comes to him.
Yeah, no, they really don't want to.
Giants take a knee. So 8 minutes and 42 seconds left in the third quarter. 31-6. Eagles over the Giants. It's a blowout.
Yeah, it is a blowout for sure. I keep mentioning all of our gear, because I love our gear. I love this stuff, by the way.
Yeah.
And I didn't have it, but my lovely wife, who just got out of bed to bring this down to me, so I love her very much. She just brought down. This is one of our hats that we have.
There you go.
And there you go. Eli gets Odell across the middle for a first down. This is an Under Armour hat that we have. Able to customize it on the back. There's some different hats on our new site as well. You can go check it out. But I figure I had to put it on here. Yeah. All right.
Any interaction in the chat?
Yeah,
room?
we got a few people saying, talking about some of the politics in NFL, and it gets a little ridiculous. But at the same time, I personally see both sides. Everybody definitely has their own right to an opinion. These guys are professional athletes. They are viewed as celebrities. People go ahead and utilize that for a platform,
right?
And it's just a question for some people and for me of when is the right time. I'd rather see it. I'd rather not see it on the field. I'd rather see it off the field. You want to do that, I support you 100%. And
I understand that side of it. My thing is Eli Manning back in the second down and 9, dumps the ball off to Saquon. Saquon makes a couple moves, gains about 3 yards. It's going to be 3rd down and 5.
Might have gotten out 4 yards out of that.
Yeah, it's going to be 3rd and 5. My take on the whole Kaepernick situation is this: there is a time and a place for all of that, and I get that. You don't have to agree with him. And you have every right, if it angers you, to not buy a Kaepernick jersey, to not be a Kaepernick fan. Like, right. That's your choice as a fan. But to keep him blackballed from being employed in the league because of his social views and his political views, it's injustice.
Yeah, Eli drops back, going to throw it off to Odell. One-handed catch.
Wow.
Makes a guy miss and spins out. Gets about 8 yards. I'm sorry, actually probably about 9 yards on the play. It's going to be 1st and 10.
Another one of those Odell Beckham highlight reel type catches there with one hand. Spins that ball, spins around, and makes a guy miss. This is what Odell Beckham can do in space.
He's got 6 targets, 4 receptions at this point.
Saquon Barkley off to the right side, gains 10, 15, 20. He's gone.
He is down 20,
He's
10,
gone.
5, and he is in for the score. Saquon Barkley with the touchdown.
Feed him the rock. Feed him the rock. I told you Saquon Barkley was going to have a big game. Man, that's huge. For you fantasy football guys out there, anybody that's got Saquon Barkley on your team, he is lighting it up.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Off to the right side. Wow. There it is, man. I mean,
that was
again,
just a hole. And was that Odell on the block there? It was.
Yeah.
Big block from Odell to help open up that hole a little bit. So now we got 31-13 as our score for the Eagles over the Giants.
Yeah.
Saquon Barkley, huge run. Gets in the end zone. You got 6 minutes, just over 6 minutes left in the third quarter.
Again, we talked about it earlier. Saquon is one of the more complete backs in the NFL. Again, he's got the power, like we talked about with his legs. He's got the ability to make people miss in the open field. He can run north and south, and he can catch out of the backfield. Yep. There's really nothing that this guy can't do. And he's doing all this with a terrible offensive line and doing it with a quarterback that everybody can game plan for and say, we don't have to worry much about the pass.
Exactly.
If this guy was on any resemblance of a team that had a decent quarterback and a decent offensive line, I mean, he'd be that Le'Veon Bell kind of statistic numbers.
Imagine him with the Steelers.
Right.
I mean,
exactly. You got a quarterback like Big Ben, that can throw the ball deep, and you've got targets like, Antonio Brown and Juju Smith-Schuster, and you've got a decent offensive line in there in Pittsburgh. That's why Le'Veon Bell is as productive as he is because they can't game plan to just stop Le'Veon Bell because there's so many other ways that they can beat you.
Yeah.
And, again, what Saquon Barkley is able to do, considering the lack of help he has around him, is pretty impressive.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, he's been doing really well. He's just finding the holes that are even that are there. Even mistakes and blocks, he's able to get around and get through. A lot of people chiming in on the Kaepernick piece. We have Alex the Goat asked, "Are we drinking any beer?" No, we aren't drinking any beer, but we are drinking some whiskey and Coke. We've been drinking some Crown Royal.
Yeah, shout out to Crown Royal. Crown Royal, if anybody knows any reps from Crown Royal, if they want to sponsor us, I'm all for that. This new
salted caramel.
Salted caramel. Let me just tell you, for you drinkers out there, salted caramel Crown with some apple cider. On point, my friends.
Yeah.
On point.
Especially for this time of year, this weather, it tastes. It's nice. It's not
sneaky good though. You got to watch yourself with it because you don't really taste the alcohol.
Exactly. It's not a drink that you're going to sit there and you're going to pound them back like you made beers, but it is. It's a nice sit back. Drink it, sipping type beer or sipping type drink. So we've been drinking that. We've got Crown Maple over here, which is also good. We're drinking that with a little bit of Coke. I got some rum. I got to mix it up and watch a little bit of it because I had gallbladder surgery. So, looks like the Eagles take out wind up taking out the kick. Odell, and now they're showing a shot of Odell. Odell headbutts the fan.
In typical Odell, and he'll be proposing to it in just a minute.
He's saying, let's go. He's fired up. He wants to get this team fired up. I appreciate Odell's passion. As misguided sometimes as it may be, I do appreciate the passion. And now him giving some love, almost literally, to Saquon.
That was cute. Real
touching
cute.
Cheeks. Apparently we said something that Peter said that sounded so American. I don't know what you're referencing, Peter. Please let us know.
Carson Wentz back in the shotgun, looking deep, fires downfield. Oh, incomplete pass to Jeffrey.
Almost got it. One-handed it. It would have been a good catch if he would have been able to hang on to it, but unable to do so. Peter says Odell is a child. Look, I don't know what you're referencing, Peter. It's one of those things that Peter. He's got a lot of talent. It's misguided as it is. Oh, he said the whiskey taste. All right, Peter. We like beer. We're on a whiskey kick.
We're actually a Tin Cup fan.
Yes.
Tin Cup is what we were drinking prior to switching to Crown more recently, but that salted caramel mixture with apple cider, man. Whew. It's a hell of a fall drink. Looks like the Eagles might have turned the ball over here. Giants. Giants come out of it with the ball.
Smallwood.
Looks
like he forced the fumble there.
Clean fumble.
It's just and you're not going to be able to see who falls on that, so it's going to come out to the refs.
Well, that's going to be the Giants' ball. Giants ended up coming out of that pile with that ball in their hands.
No! Smallwood recovered the ball. Somebody stripped him of the ball in the pile. If they get that shot, that view, it's going to come back and it's going to be Eagles' ball at this point. But yeah, you were talking about that tin cup. That tin cup it's good if you want to mix it with a Coke or something. But it's smooth whiskey,
very very smooth,
very smooth whiskey. So having it on the rocks is really great every once in a while.
Yes, sir. Salted caramel apple cider,
exactly.
Delicious, man.
Thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate all the tune ins. We're up to 15 likes now. Keep liking it, guys. Everybody that's in here, keep liking. We appreciate it. We've had 30 people in here, 25 to 30 people here, pretty much the entire show.
For you guys out there, and this is just out of curiosity. So again, Scott and I are a local sports podcast that we just started doing these live video streams. So this whole YouTube thing is kind of new for us. So for you guys out there that are in the chat room and in watching this video that weren't subscribed to the channel, I'm asking you specifically, if you were watching this channel and you weren't subscribed to it originally, how did you find it tonight? How did you come across our feed? Did it pop up in your feed? Did you search for Eagles and Giants? How did you come across our feed?
James says he's a Shirley Temple kind of guy.
You would be, James.
James, that's why you're 0-5 in fantasy?
You're also a pinky kind of guy there, James.
Pinky up is your drink, sir. It's tea time, James. It's tea time.
Yeah, so for you guys out there, just let us know how you guys came across the stream. We appreciate you tuning in. We appreciate you hitting like. We want you guys to hit subscribe. We got 22 of y'all watching. If all of y'all hit subscribe, that would be huge for us.
Yeah.
We would really, really appreciate it. But just curious on how you guys came across the feed tonight.
And James, how did you come across this feed? That's the other thing I want to... I guess maybe he's subscribed to us on YouTube, too. So normally he's always in Facebook.
So Cody said he searched Eagles Live.
Nice, Cody. Thanks, man.
All right, so...
Search Eagles Giants live stream. Nice. Thanks,
all right.
Thanks, Tom.
That's great, because just curious as to like what we need to do when we're, creating these titles and everything that are keywords and stuff for people to want to search and help find us.
So Peter actually said,
Andrew, what's up from Philly? Appreciate you tuning in, man.
Yeah, Peter said he can't watch the game over there, so he searched for Eagles game livecast and came across ours.
Oh, nice. Appreciate it.
So the call was reversed. We were right on that. Smallwood did recover the ball. Somebody stripped it from him in the pile. It was pretty clear. He got his hand on the ball, pulled it into his body, and then was hit immediately. So he was definitely down by contact at that point. Appreciate it, Dom. He says we're doing a great job. We appreciate that. We love it. And Dom, you said nice conversation with keeping you guys interested in the half. With the conversation, we like doing this, and we like being able to keep you guys in tune and let us know what's going on. Andrew chimes in and says he searched Eagles live stream as well. So we're
perfect.
Coming up there. We appreciate that, guys. Thank you.
While you're here, make sure you hit that thumbs up and hit subscribe, man. We appreciate it. Carson Wentz back in the gun. 3rd down and 8 from the 26-yard line. Wentz back to pass. There's pressure coming from the outside. Throws across the no, that's Goddard. No, I'm sorry, that's Matthews.
Yeah.
I'll get it at one of these points. Looked like about a 9-yard gain for a first down.
11-yard.
Line 11. Who's counting?
We're getting there.
You guys can't see it, right? So it was 9. We'll go with that. Either way, it was a first down.
First and 10, 9-yard gain, first down.
Jordan Matthews with a big catch there. Honestly, searched for Thursday Night Football live streams to see who I would chat with and watch. And I stopped on you guys after I checked out 3 other streams because even though you guys are new to doing this, you guys need to come over to my house one night. I have a full bar and man cave. All right. Appreciate it. Appreciate it, Dirty Games. And James, I'm all for that, man. We need to have a poker night one night at your house. I know you talked about doing some cards, so that'd be fine. That'd be fun. It feels authentic. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, man, we appreciate that.
Domenico, I'm from Philly. I could easily go to any bar, but I'm enjoying this at home, relaxing in bed. Ah, man, appreciate you watching us from your bed. That's pretty cool. Man.
Yeah,
that makes us feel good about what we're doing. This is why we do it, because you guys are out there tuning in. So we appreciate it. Second down to 7. Carson Wentz in the guns, got trips right. Clement standing to his left.
5 seconds. 3, 2, 1.
Get the ball
just
off
gets it
just
off
in time. Wentz drops back, gets pressure, sacked.
For a loss of about 7, it looks like 6 or 7 there.
Was that?
That was Vernon.
Vernon again. Yeah, man. Vernon's been all over the field tonight. He has been in Carson Wentz's back pocket pretty much all night. Just manhandling Philly's left guard there.
Yeah, nonstop. Carson's not able to get anything. Luckily, Carson got lucky. He got that ball in.
Yeah.
Vernon's gotten a few tips on him throughout this game. So it's definitely interesting to see see what's going on.
Andrew says he's watching it from his bed too. Appreciate it, man. 3rd and 14. Wentz back to pass.
5 wide.
Throws across the middle's got
Matthews.
Matthews again with a big 16-yard gain. First down, Philly at the 47-yard line.
Yeah, 3 minutes left in the third, just over.
Wentz is, man, You don't put that anywhere else. You can't put that anywhere else. Almost deflected by Wynn there on the defensive line. Hit Jordan Matthews in stride enough to get the extra couple yardage for the first down.
Huge throw there. It was tight window, like you said, almost tipped by Wins. So to have that throw get into Matthews, it was perfect. So Wentz lining up in the shotgun here. Looks like he's going to have Smallwood out there. That's Clement out to his right. He's going to hand it off to Clement. Clement's going to get stopped, bounce back outside, and he's going to get a gain of about 4 on the play. So good second move by Clement. He got kind of got stifled and stuffed at the line of scrimmage. Bounced back out to the right hand side, and bounced about 4 or 5 yards out, and was able to get those extra 4 yards. So we're looking at 2nd and 6 now with about 20 seconds before the second.
Good change of pace between Smallwood and Clement. I like the two backs. I don't think either one of them are ready to be a lead back, but I think the two of them complement each other well.
Yeah, no. Domenico said he needs a Matthew TD here. And there goes a throw out to Aguilar. He's only going to get a gain of about 1 on that play. And there's a flag on the play. Looks like she's going to call a late hit. He was already down.
Yeah.
Unnecessary roughness.
Blow to the head, too. I mean, that was an elbow right to the side of the helmet. Yeah, that was uncalled for.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It should be a flag every time. Ogletree comes in after he's already been hitting down.
Peter, I like Matthews. He seems to click with this team. Yeah, I mean, look, he tried going elsewhere and didn't work out for Matthews. He comes back here to Philly, and it's like he picked off right where he left off. He does. He fits well into this offensive system. Him and Wentz seem to play well together. So
yeah, Dirty Game says he's got to roll out, but he hit the like button a long time ago. Check us out. Hit subscribe because we go live Tuesdays at 8:45. On YouTube.
Appreciate all the comments, man. Appreciate you tuning in tonight.
Carson Wentz drops back, throw over the middle to Ertz. That's going to be a gain of about, 13, maybe 14 there.
Down to the 18-yard line, yeah. Big gain for Zach Ertz.
Huge gain there. So we're going to get a first down and 10. So it looks, huge gain there right across the middle. Carson Wentz is not afraid to throw the ball across the middle against this Giants defense. They're just lighting him up. And Peter says he likes Matthew because he seems to click with his team.
That's what I was just saying. Yeah, he's been a good fit coming back to the Eagles. Wentz in the gun. Hands the ball off to Smallwood. Smallwood takes it off to the right-hand side. Gains about 3 or 4 yards on that one. It's going to be second down and 7.
Looks like you're going to spot it about 3. Oh, my goodness. What a game.
James chimes in, says not to get off topic, but Denver's thinking about letting go of their head coach this week if they lose. And, I've heard those rumors too. I think he would be the next coach in line to leave. They've been disappointing to say the least. I mean, they've got a decent running game, but Case Keenum has not proved to be a very good quarterback so far.
Yeah. Hands off to Smallwood. Smallwood gets another about 2 yards, it looks like. So you're going to be looking at about 3rd and 4.
Domenico, you're racking up some fantasy points. Who all do you got? You said you need a Matthews touchdown. Is that the only guy you got playing right now? Who else you got playing? Just under, about 11 seconds left in the third quarter. 3rd and 5.
Did you just have a timeout called?
Yeah, it's
an injury timeout.
Oh, was that Kelsey?
Yeah, it looks like Kelsey is down. Jason Kelsey looks like he's down. Appeared to be grabbing maybe his knee.
Couldn't tell if that was Kelsey or not.
And Domenico says if anybody needs to be fired, definitely Atlanta coach.
Yeah, they're underperforming as well. Obviously losing Devontae Freeman for the last few weeks has been a big hit to their offense. But I think the bigger loss for Atlanta was losing Kyle Shanahan to the head, Kyle Shanahan was kind of the mastermind of that offense there.
Yeah.
And then him leaving and taking the head coaching job in San Francisco, really the Falcons have never really recovered that loss.
Right.
It's affected Matt Ryan significantly. So, I mean, I'm right there with you. Somebody's got to take the fall in Atlanta, but I think the bigger loss there was losing Shanahan.
Huge loss for losing Shanahan and the, we'll call it the momentum of that offense too. He was able to, just like you said, handle it very well, make nice play calls. Ultimately there are some things that fall on Matt Ryan. There's some things that fall on the rest of the team. So we're 31-13 Eagles. We got 11 seconds left in the third. And the Eagles are driving down. We had an injury timeout. It looked like Jason Kelce had went down right before the commercial break. And that's going to be interesting. That's going to be a huge loss if he goes down. What's going to wind up happening here? Peter says Red Zone is looking up for, I'm assuming he's talking about the Atlanta. They've been doing okay, but they've been underperforming overall as a team. Not just, you can look at the Red Zone all you want, but if the rest of your team isn't able to, to get it together, it's not going to happen.
That's so much for a home team hosting a Super Bowl. Yeah, no, that's definitely true.
Yeah. So how's that going to work? Are they going to open up Chick-fil-A for that?
Yeah.
I mean, I still want to know whose idea that was to open up a Chick-fil-A in that stadium. Stupid. That's only open 2 games this year.
Right. Right.
It just didn't make any sense.
Oh, it was Johnson that got hurt, says James. It was hard to see. We're sitting about 30 feet away from the TV. It looked like Kelce, but you're right. Yeah, it's Lane Johnson that got hurt. Yep.
I think Kelce's 63. Couldn't see his number. So they let the time expire. The third quarter has now ended. Now we're back to another commercial break.
Yay!
We get to Phil Airmore. Woohoo! Oh my goodness.
Let's speaking of Super Bowl, for you guys out there that are in the chat room, who's your Super Bowl picks? If you had to pick right now, week 5, who's your AFC team, who's your NFC team? And I'll kind of give you my feedback on whether I agree with you, disagree with you.
That's going to be a tough call, man.
I got my teams. I'm not sharing until I hear others. I'm not sharing my picks until everybody else tells me theirs.
Fred's going childish on us.
Oh, man. James, who do you got, man? Who you got in the Super Bowl this year? Hopefully your picks are better than your fantasy picks.
James, you are just gonna get lit up. I'm telling you, man. Who is he facing this week? Do we know?
All right, so Domenico says Rams. So that's your NFC team. Peter's got Pats at Rams. Okay. Anybody else? Domenico, who's your AFC team? You got the Rams in the NFC. James, who you got, man?
I'll give you mine.
Gun to your head, who do you got? Andrew's got the Patriots. Laugh out loud. Nothing funny about that. It's a good pick. Patriots in the AFC. Who do you got in the NFC, Andrew?
I think James is avoiding you.
Oh, he plays Brian.
Ah, okay. Good luck. Yeah, because if you lose to Brian, he's going to get smack talk from me and you and Brian, his neighbor. So that's going to be quite interesting. Well, I'll give, since everybody's not chiming in, we're getting ready to come back from the break here. I'll give you my picks. My pick, I think this is going to be a Rams-Saints Super Bowl.
That's impossible.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I was looking at the wrong one.
I should have just let you go.
You should have let me go on that. Rams-Chiefs Super Bowl. So
okay,
I think the Chiefs are the real deal. You know, they've got some other stuff they need to do, but I do think the Rams will wind up winning it in the long run.
All right.
That's what happens when you're looking at stats on your phone. They're like a foot and a half away, and you're trying to scroll. Not pay attention.
Andrew says the Arizona Cardinals. Come on now. That should have the the laughing my ass off after, not the Patriots. Domenico's got Pittsburgh. Okay, I mean that's fair. He also says Carolina could sneak in by accident. That's true.
James is still walking around the question, by the way. He says no, Ryan will be on his trip. Answer the question. What are your picks, James?
If I had to make my picks right now, screw it. Call me a homer or not.
Really?
Yeah.
The Ravens?
I think it's the Ravens and Rams. I think the Ravens...
Interesting call, by the way. I'm going to just bring this up. They just pulled Johnson off the field.
He has to come out because he was hurt. He has to come off for at least one play.
That's right.
So, yeah, I mean, I think the Ravens are... So you got Rams and Eagles. You got the same problem Scott has. You got two NFC teams. Come on, James. Get your shit together. You and Scott.
James, I'm distracted and watching and trying to figure all this stuff out, so it's your fault.
Rams and Eagles. That's the NFC. Come on now.
All right. Wentz under center. He's got 3 out to the wide out to the right, 2 out to the left. Scans through his progression. Throws it over the middle. Incomplete for Ertz.
Yeah, big stop for the Giants there.
4th and 5.
Peter, thanks for rubbing his nose in the dirt as well. Yeah, no, I just told him as well.
James says that's the real Super Bowl. You know, to James's, not that, I mean, you did that by accident just as I did, but to James's point, I always thought it should always be, whether it's the NFL, the Major League Baseball, I've always liked the idea of when you get to the playoffs, divisions, conferences, league, it doesn't matter. It should be the best teams. Period.
Yeah, I mean, it could be like just a 12-seeded playoff system where, depending upon what, you got to have 6 from the AFC and 6 from the NFC. But then once they get into the playoff structure, then you seed them 1 through 12. So, like you said, the conference and the division stuff kind of goes away. But I mean, I don't like, if you're going to have the AFC and the NFC, I wouldn't want to see 10 teams from the AFC and only 2 teams from the NFC. I would like to see an equal balance of both. But if you combine them as one league and you just have one league, then that's 12 teams.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
It just depends on how you reformat it.
And James chimes in and says, he says, just like the Rockets versus Golden State championship in the NBA.
No, that was definitely the best basketball series played. Yeah, I don't think the AFC sucks. I mean, like I said, I think the Patriots are always going to be there. The Chiefs, if they can figure it out on defense, their offense is unreal. I think the Ravens, again, are probably the more complete team in the AFC. They've got the defense. They've, in a pass-happy league, they have not, and I'm not just saying this because I'm a Ravens fan. They have not given up a second-half touchdown all year long.
Yeah.
All year long. They were a field goal away from beating the Browns. They were real close to coming back and beating Cincinnati. They had a couple of losses so far this year, but I think they get it figured out for the end of the year.
Tom Brady has chimed in on YouTube. He says, dude, Eli is awful.
You ain't kidding. Help him out, Tom.
Yeah, go teach him how to throw, Tom, please.
Get him out of there. Although he did beat you in a Super Bowl. I will have to say that.
Tom Brady is now saying, haha, they lost to the Browns.
Yeah, but the Browns, first of all, the Browns are a much improved team. They were in Cleveland. There was all the hype going around Baker Mayfield playing his first home game. And absolutely, the Ravens on offense played like crap. But I think come week 16, when we get down to the end of the year, the Ravens, if they stay healthy, are going to be the more complete team in the AFC.
Yeah, no, absolutely. They should. They have the ability to do it. It's just a matter of time of whether they can actually get it done or not.
James says they're not going to go because they can't beat their own division.
Giants.
That's not true.
Take it out of the end zone. Get it down to about the 28-yard line. Saquon Barkley still having a huge game when you look at everything. He's been going off. And by the way,
Tom, just to kind of comment here what Tom Brady's saying. He's saying the Browns are improved, but they are still losers, man. They always find a way to lose, and they beat you guys. Look, the tide has changed in Cleveland, man. It's a total different ball game. They're a quarterback means everything to a franchise. Look at what Garoppolo did down in San Francisco last year when he made the transition down to San Fran. San Francisco was then relevant again. It's a quarterback means everything, and you got a guy in there who's not afraid, who is probably as accurate can be, can make throws under pressure, and he's only going to get better. You're absolutely right that the Browns, in years past, have always found ways to lose. And, even when they were in games that they should have won, always found ways to lose. It's different now.
Tom, I'm assuming you are a Patriots fan, so correct me if I'm wrong. But the same could kind of be said for the loss that the Patriots took against the Lions. The Lions have always found a way to kind of lose over the past several years.
Yeah.
And they took a loss to them in week 3, and kind of strong-armed them a little bit, 26-10. Look, are we saying the Ravens are the best team in here right now? No, but when all the pieces come together, they're dangerous. And they can be dangerous. As Eli throws out to Odell for about a 5-yard game.
I can tell you one thing. The Patriots don't want to see the Ravens in the playoffs. And I'm going to tell you, if there's any team in the AFC that can come into Foxborough and beat the Patriots, it's the Ravens. The Ravens have done it in the past. And they were a field goal kick away from Billy Cundiff or a drop pass from Lee Evans from doing it again. So
Eli sets up with Saquon out to the left, 3 wide. He's going to throw deep down the left-hand side, and it's going to be overthrown, intended for Davis. Tom says, bro, the Pats are never their best in September. That's just the facts. Every time the Pats have been 2-2, it's been a Super Bowl.
Pats are going to be there. Absolutely. The Pats will be there in the end. And I just think that it'll be the Pats-Ravens come AFC, and I just think that the Ravens are the more complete team. Just
Peter says he thinks Jacksonville could get there as well.
Jacksonville can. Jacksonville's just got to figure it out on offense. They've got, stop for no gain there for Saquon Barkley. It's going to be third down and 10 for the Giants now.
What about their own 40-yard line? Domenico said, weren't the Eagles on the goal line? What happened? That was the run out that we saw. They came off the goal line and made it out.
Eli back in the gun here. 3rd and 10 from the 40-yard line. Trailing 34-13, and I have not updated the score.
Eli stepping back, dropping, scrambling. He gets hit and is sacked for a loss of about 4. Looked like that was... I didn't even see who it was there. Manning just didn't have any time.
Do you think Pittsburgh is done? Honest opinion, please. I know you're a Ravens fan. Pittsburgh's got a lot of problems. They've got a lot of internal problems.
They've got 2 games to figure it out. That's my call.
Yeah, they've got too many me guys and not enough team guys. And
high snap to Dixon, Carter back and
muffs the kick, but returns
but
it.
Drops right down on it.
Picks it back up. Yeah, so I don't think this is Pittsburgh's year. If anything, if there's going to be anybody that challenges the Ravens right now in the AFC North, it's going to be the Bengals. The Bengals are playing well. They've already got 1 win against the Ravens at home. And the Bengals always give the Ravens problems. I don't know why. But I'm not really too concerned with whether the Ravens win the division or whether they get in by wild card. If the Ravens get in, they're going to cause problems. Their defense is just too good.
James says Ravens aren't making the playoffs, and he'll bet you a case of beer and whiskey on him.
I got you, James. Let's call that now. You got it. YouTube Live. You hear that out there. Case of beer and whiskey. Ravens will make the playoffs. I'm not saying they're going to win the division, James, but they will make the playoffs.
Iceman says Jacksonville can't run the ball enough.
Okay, secondary is just garbage. Jacksonville can't run the ball enough. I know. You know the Bengals are winning. It comes to be clutch. No, you're absolutely right, Tom, and that's the problem is Bengals are good during the regular season, but when push comes to shove and they got to win a pressure game, Dalton buckles. Dalton buckles. Their whole coaching staff buckles. Marvin Lewis buckles. They've never played well when the pressure's on, but for whatever reason, they give the Ravens fits.
Peter says the Bears are interesting. At 3-1, they nobody I think expected the Bears to be 3-1 going into this week.
No.
So yeah, you got a point there. So what are you going to do? And he brings up a good point. Leonard is hurt, and that's why the run game won't get off in Jacksonville.
And Domenico, you bring up a good point. Big Ben last year in the league, he was contemplating retirement last year, but he's definitely taking a beating this year. That's what I'm talking about. Like, they're a bunch of me guys, and I'm thinking about hanging it up. Nah, I'll play another year. You got Le'Veon Bell holding out. You got Antonio Brown coming into training camp in a helicopter and then complaining about not getting the ball enough. They're a mess. They're a mess. I just they've got the talent. They absolutely have the talent. Yeah. If they can gel as a team and turn the focus away from themselves to the bigger goal, Pittsburgh could be a dangerous team, but I just don't see that happening.
No, I don't see it happening either. That's why I said they've got 2 games to figure this out.
Yeah.
This is going to come down to, ultimately we're in week 5. We're in week 6 this week. He's supposed to come back next week. Le'Veon Bell is. If you don't figure it out the first week, if Le'Veon doesn't make a change for Pittsburgh, doesn't get them in a winning mindset, that's it. It's done.
Wentz on the 18-yard line in the gun, 1st and 10, takes the handoff, gives it to Smallwood. Smallwood gets about a yard or 2 on the gain. It's going to be 2nd down and 8.
Look like he's taken down by Hill there.
Iceman says Ravens will get wild card. I agree. I think that's where they end up is the wild card. I think Cincinnati wins the division. When is Marvin Lewis getting fired? 20 years on the team. Did he even make the playoff? I know. That's honestly that I don't know how he still has a job there in Cincinnati. I mean, I have all the respect in the world for Marvin Lewis as a defensive coordinator, but he's been a crap head coach.
Yeah. So they're going to hand the ball off to Smallwood, gets a gain of about 4. So we're going to see 3rd and 3, 3rd and 5.
3rd and 5. Sorry we lost touch with the game here. It's Eagles 34.
You guys are asking all these good questions. Good conversation here.
It's kind of a barn burner here. In the
Tom says people are sleeping on the Pats. Our front 7 is way better this year, and we have Gordon and Edelman. Now I like this team.
They've improved. They absolutely have. Getting Gordon helps them down the field, over the top, in the red zone. And Edelman's a great possession receiver, and he's got that fiery attitude.
Wentz lined up. Mando's right. Smallwood back to his left, or is it Clement back to his left? He's gonna fake it off and dump it off to Ertz for a loss of. They're gonna give him a loss of 1. It looks like there. 10 minutes left. Just over 10.5 minutes left here in the 4th. Eagles up 34-13. It definitely feels like it's going to be a pretty blown out game. I don't think people are sleeping on you. Everybody knows. Yeah, I think everybody does know that the Pats. I don't think people are sleeping on the Pats. I think it's just everybody. The Pats have always been the quote unquote untouchables in
favorites.
the NFL and always the favorites. And to see them struggle a little bit for the rest of the NFL, it's nice. Odell Beckham gets the punt. He fields it off of a bounce, gets past about 2 defenders, and then gets it out about a 8-yard return.
Yeah, I agree. James White there's a lot of Darren Sproles with James White. He's a great receiving back, quick on his feet, shifty kind of guy, always fighting for extra yardage. I like James White. But I do think, and I agree with James there, Sony Michel is probably going to get the bulk of the carries moving forward. I think he's your back of the future. You were
high on him.
I was really high on him coming out of the draft this year. I actually had him graded out as probably going to be the top back in this draft. And he just went to a system where they use a ton of backs, and they use them in all sorts of different situations there in New England. But I mean, you're absolutely right. I think the two-headed monster of Michelle and White are good.
And he said they struggled last year, and what happened? Super Bowl, baby. Only we're gonna win this year. Look, Tom, nobody is doubting especially either of us. And we've sat here and talked.
We're
about
both
this before.
Ravens fans, but we're also realists as well. That's why I
Exactly.
say I'm not picking the Ravens because I'm a homer in any kind of way. I just think they're the more complete team. Like I said, the Patriots will be there right in the end. Kansas City's a high-flying offense, but they're crap on defense. The Jacksonville's great defense, but they're crap on offense. Like, I just think the Ravens give a good balance. They put up a goose egg against the Browns. And
they're
what?
also,
That happens. What happened with the Pats against the Lions? The Pats put up a goose egg against the Lions. That you can, we could go back and forth on this all day long. I just think the Ravens are the more complete team.
Yeah, no. And I look, again, not trying to take anything away from New England, but they're not exactly in an AFC North division.
Right.
Where it's tough. You've got the Jets who have just been faltering like crazy. You've got Buffalo who we blew out in the first game and took out Peterson out of the game in the third quarter.
Right.
In his first game. And then you've got Miami. Miami can be good. They have their times where they show flashes in the pan, so to speak. But that's just my thing. It's not the toughest division in the world. If New England plays in the AFC North on a regular basis, what does it look like? Right. Is it a little bit tighter? It's tough to tell. It's tough to tell. I'm not trying to take anything away from their wins or anything like that, but when you can look and say these are easy wins, it makes it easier. But it hurts a lot more coming from a Ravens fan. It hurts a lot more when you want to chalk it up to the Brown, a win up on the Browns, and you can't. So,
Dustin chimes in. Good to see you, brother. I haven't seen you chiming in yet. He asked, how do you think James Conner's done replacing Bell? I think James Conner has done an admirable, above-average job. I mean, it's hard to replace a Le'Veon Bell and what he can bring to an offense.
Eli dumped off a pass, by the way, to Saquon Barkley for a gain of 2. He's driving back with 4 wide, hands it off to Barkley. Barkley trips, and it looks like he's going to be about a yard shy of the first down, so we should see about a 3rd and 1 here, 3rd and about a half a yard.
Yeah, so, I mean, like I said, Connor's done a good job. He's not Le'Veon. Le'Veon is on another level. He's got that, like I said, that Saquon Barkley type of ability where he can make things happen with his legs. He's a good receiving back. Like, he's a very patient runner. He waits for his holes. He picks his holes, and then he attacks. He's a very smart running back. So what he brings to the team is missed, but I think Connor's done a really, really good job.
Tom says, what do you think about Shady McCoy possibly returning to Philly?
I think it'd be a great fit. I think that, like I said earlier,
you need a dynamic back right now, and it looks like Saquon Barkley gets a pass from Eli and gets a gain on 1st and 10. It looks like a gain of about 9.
LaShawn McCoy still has some gas left in the tank, and you put him in a situation where he's motivated because he's playing on a Super Bowl caliber team, a team that has Super Bowl aspirations, that really can bring some life back to a running back like LaShawn McCoy. And I think that'd be a good fit.
Eli drops back. Pass out to Shepard. 1st down. Gain of about 7. Looks like 7 there.
Yes, Dustin, to answer your question just point blankly, yes. If you're the Steelers, you're trading Bell after the locker room drama. Yeah. I think you trade Bell and get whatever you possibly can for him because you know you're not signing him long term. I think you're happy with what you've got out of Connor, and you try to clear some of the BS drama. You think any of those offensive linemen really feel like blocking for Le'Veon Bell after all the crap that they've had to endeavor dealing with him?
Yeah,
I don't think
you're
so.
going to see a replacement move first time he's on the field. Eli
Right.
just handed off to Saquon. Saquon gets about 4 yards. Eli drops back 5 wide. Dumps it down to Gallman, and 1st down for a gain of, 7. So 1st down, Eli marching down the field with a little bit of Saquon's help here.
Tom says, this has to be Eli's last year, man. He sucks. You know, this O-line's garbage, but he's just trash now. Absolutely. I think he's been overdue retirement for a couple years. Should have retired when his brother retired. I think the Giants are hanging on, and I think he's hanging on, and I think they got a diamond in the rough with Saquon Barkley in the 1st round there. But man, if I was them, it'd been hard to not take a quarterback and really start planning for your future when you had that high pick this year. So
Yeah.
looks like they're going to be right back there at the high pick this year.
Second 16 from the Eagles 29, and being chased. Eli throws it, looking for Gallman, incomplete pass. Just trying to dump it off there before he gets hit. Long was given pressure. Cox was given pressure. Cox actually wrapped him up in the previous play. So Cox is just having his way right now with the offensive line, no matter where they put him. Peter brings up a good point. They got to watch the cap on Le'Veon.
Domenico says, Philly perfect fit for Bell. They will be awesome. I think he'd be a good fit there in Philly. Like I said, McCoy or Bell would both be a huge upgrade.
3 wide. Eli dumps it off to Saquon. Or, I'm sorry, that was to Gallman. Gallman goes out and gets a 12-yard gain for a first down.
Giants driving here.
They're on the Philly 11 here.
Yeah, a little too late. 34-13. They got 6 minutes left to go in the game. Even if they get a touchdown here, they're still down by 2 scores.
Yeah.
We'll see. Dustin says, you heard about OBJ complaining about the Giants only throwing short passes. Yeah, I mean, he's complaining, but at the end of the day, really that's the limitations of what Eli is now. He's a dink and dunk type passer. I mean,
every time he's thrown the ball deep, it's been short.
It's been lollipops. If you've seen any of his long throws tonight, long throw attempts, they've been lollipops. They've been basically pop flies. And just go up after it and come down with it. I mean, he just does not have the ability to throw the ball down the field anymore.
No, and I get what OBJ is saying, but at the same time, you got to know your limits. Dustin says Eli just needs to lob it up there. Odell, get me some fantasy points. He's lobbed it up there a few times, but every time he's lobbed it up, it's been short, and that's just the defense is giving the defense time to get in there and just knock it away multiple times here.
Right.
Tom says the head coach is horrible at scheming to get guys open. I mean, it's showing in this game. They're not able to get anybody open. They're not able to get the ball down the field.
Tag along to Domenico. That's what I was going to say a minute ago, and I forgot. Yeah, the Eagles have moved some money around and restructured some guys that if they wanted to make a ploy for LaShawn McCoy or Le'Veon Bell, they could make it happen.
Yeah, Mills pulling out for Eagles defense here.
6:25 left in the fourth quarter. Eli, 1st and 10 from the 11-yard line. Needs to get a quick touchdown here if he wants to.
2 out wide to the right. Odell out wide to the left. Looks like it's going to be a zone coverage.
Saquon out of the backfield. Eli looking across the middle to Saquon. Incomplete.
Incomplete, yeah. That was a tight window, and Odell had his guy one-on-one. You talked about lobbing that up. How much of this is Eli not wanting Odell, or being upset with Odell calling him out? That's why he's not getting the ball. Do you think Eli is that type of player in this day and age?
I think Eli's too dirt to give a crap about that. I really don't think he feeds into that stuff. At the end of the day, Eli's job is to get points on the board, and that's your best target out there.
Yeah. Tom says Eagles, Rams, and Saints are the top 3 NFC teams. I'd agree with that.
Yeah. I'm right there with you.
All right. Eli lined up 2 wide out right. Saquon out of the backfield throws it to Saquon, and Saquon's going to get loose and get about 4 yards. He broke 3 separate tackles. One guy had him tackled at the line.
That was the toughest 3 or 4 yard gain I've seen. Look at these. I mean, you got a guy
Jenkins hanging off his leg. He gets away from Jenkins, then gets hit by 3 other guys, and finally goes out of bounds.
A man-child.
So we're looking at 3rd and 4 here for the Giants. The Giants need to get a first down or a score here.
Dustin says, so Ravens fan, at least your defense is good. Can't say much for your QB. Hey, he's having a career year so far. Give him a little bit of slack.
All right, so Eli lined up with 2 guys out to the left. Odell in the slot. Saquon out to the right. Eli steps up, throws it, tries a little shovel pass to
you got to go
Odell.
for it here. You got to go for it. 5 minutes, 24
Odell
seconds
walking
left.
off the field, though.
Gotta go for it.
I think you're right. They have to go for it at this point. You've got to show that you're willing to try to put some points up on the board here, other than just a field goal.
For all you guys in the room, please hit the thumbs up on the video. Make sure you hit subscribe. We are a Baltimore sports podcast, but we're giving our first shot at live commentary tonight. We appreciate all the live feedback and the interaction, man. We're having fun with this.
Absolutely. So 4th and 4, they're going for it. You got 2 out to the right, 2 out to the left, 4 wide. Saquon in the backfield. Lob up pass for Odell, and Odell is upset.
Odell was calling for the flag before the ball even got there.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
Absolutely. He was calling for that flag no matter what. And there's no flag there. Mills is looking at the ball the entire time. He knows it's coming to him, and he's watching the ball the entire time. That's a great no call there by the ref.
That was well defended. I mean, yes, he was in his breadbasket. He's right up in the middle, but he's looking at the ball as it. Well, he did have his arm, kind of underneath his jersey there, underneath his hand, underneath his arm. But easy to miss. I mean, you would have never.
I love this female ref because she doesn't take any shit from these guys at all.
No, she doesn't.
Tom says stream is great. Thanks, guys. Hey, we appreciate that, Tom. We really do. We love Go check out our normal podcast we do every Tuesday night. We go live at 8:45. Mark Pereira has given us his insight on this call. And it sounds like we missed it. I'm assuming he said no call there as well as how that should have gone.
Dustin, come on, take it easy. A career year and you lost to Baker Mayfield. Look, I said this earlier. You must not have been in the chat room. The Browns are a much improved team. I'll give you that. The Ravens offense, including Joe Flacco, put up a goose egg in Cleveland. But Cleveland's defense is for real. And Baker Mayfield's going to have a long NFL career.
Eagles run the ball with Clement. Looks like about a 2-yard gain. Looks like about a 2-yard gain on the play. I mean, if you're the Eagles, you're just running the clock out.
Tom, I appreciate the love there, man. Joe Flacco has the most road wins in the playoffs in NFL history. You're absolutely right, he does. Joe Flacco is very much a play when the pressure is on type quarterback. He plays down to his level of competition. When he's playing the Browns and when he's playing other guys that maybe they should beat, he never plays his best
Wentz
football.
lines up, hands the ball off to Clement. Clement tripped up behind the line of scrimmage and gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that looks like that's all he's going to be able to get. So now we're facing 3rd and 7 for the Eagles. This will be a huge stop for the Giants if they can get it. But I mean, this game, I think you and I both agree, is a little out of reach at this point for them.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Dustin says, "How many rings Joe got?"
He's got one.
Yeah.
He retracted it. He does have one.
Any QB that gives the Browns a chance
Super Bowl
to win
MVP
games consistently is a great QB. Yeah, I mean. I agree. Baker Mayfield has been giving them the chance to win a game.
Right.
And
I'm telling you, the tide has turned in Cleveland. It's made the AFC North a more competitive division. You used to have 2 wins every year that you could just chalk up on your schedule as W's going against Cleveland.
And we
can't
talked
do that anymore.
We talked about it on our show last week. You can't just push off the Browns anymore because since they've started kind of having a little bit more of a winning atmosphere coming off 0-16, it's one of those things that you have to look. The dog pound, if you had your TV turned up during that game, it was loud in there.
I called you on your shit, Dustin. Yeah, we couldn't retract it fast enough. I saw it.
All right, Carson Wentz back. He's got 3 wide out. He's going to dump it off to Jeffrey, who's going to shift around a few guys and get the first down, gain of 8 on the play. He's going to get the first down. 4 minutes, 16 seconds left. Looks like maybe the Giants took a timeout here, trying to save face a little bit, trying to save some time on the clock. I think it's a little too late at this point.
Yeah, 34-13. Giants trail by 20.
Philly's got the 21. Ball, and they're on their own 16-yard line. So far, 3 plays this drive, 11 yards. But Carson Wentz on this game, 25 for 35 with 272 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
So Carson has really put it, but Eli, on the other hand, only 200. He's got 251 yards, so very similar yardage. Who's your team? Dustin and James going at it in the chat room.
So I'm assuming you are a Seahawks fan.
So Tom says, who you guys got Sunday night, Chiefs or Pats? We talked about this earlier. Fred's got the Pats winning this one by 3. I've got it a 4-point game. I've got Chiefs winning that game. Sorry, Tom. It is, and you're right. It is a huge game for you,
Tom. I picked the Patriots to win that game. It'll be a high-flying battle. It's going to be a lot of points in that game. I think it's going to actually come down to the kicker, funny enough. I think it's going to be a 33-31 kind of game, but I do see the Pats winning that game. It's going to be a good, entertaining Sunday Night Football game for sure.
No, absolutely. It's going to be definitely a close one for sure. I think it comes down. It's definitely good. We all agree it's going to be a one-score game. I don't know how you feel about that, Tom, but all of us here at Birdland BS really agree. It's tough first half defense left, and Earl Thomas flipped us off.
Yeah, Dustin, that whole Earl Thomas situation, I think it was handled poorly by both sides. I think it was handled poorly by the organization. I think it was handled poorly, obviously, with the on the field antics with the middle finger and everything with Earl Thomas. But well, he's out for the rest of the year now with the injury. So
yeah. Tom chimes in and says, "Don't be sorry. The Chiefs have a good offense, and they're going to be hard to stop. They are. I mean, Pat Mahomes he's the real deal for them. He's taken them pretty far, pretty quick. 5-0 so far this year. Wentz gets a snap, hands it off to Clement. Clement gets looks like about 3 on the play. There is a flag on the play, however.
Domenico says Joe Flacco was his neighbor in New Jersey. He lived in Haddon Township, just a mile down the road. I remember him working at Acme bagging groceries. I could see Joe Flacco bagging groceries. That's about right.
Was that subliminal messaging that's what he should be doing now? Is that what you're saying?
That's what Kurt Warner was doing before he got his NFL break. He was bagging groceries and playing in an Arena League football.
Yeah.
And then went on to have a Hall of Fame type career.
Looks like an illegal shift on the offense. So the penalty is going to be declined. It's going to remain 3rd down. So 3rd and 5. If Giants come out for a stop here, they can save face a little bit and maybe try and put some points on the board. Force the punt, get the ball back, in decent field position.
Peter asks, how's the Giants' D looking, by the way? Is this game just letting them being bad, or are the Eagles actually doing something? It's a little bit of both. I like the
Carson Wentz
Giants.
drops back and drops it off to Clement. Clement gets it to 6-yard gain for a first down.
Giants have been getting good pressure on Wentz, so I like the pressure. It's been the down-the-field coverage that hasn't been great. Their corners haven't been playing well. Eli Apple's gotten beat a few times in this game. Landon Collins hasn't played very well this game. But, yeah, I do like the pressure. So there's some positives on the Giants' D here, but, their offense is it's not going to be able to keep them in many games.
No, not at all. Tom asks, do we think Lamar will be the future of the Ravens?
Unfortunately, in my opinion, yes. I think that, you don't draft a guy in the first round of the NFL draft unless he is the plan, to be your future quarterback. He's got a long way to go to prove that he's going to be a good NFL quarterback. He's shown some flashes and things in the preseason and whatnot, but he needs to come to grips with the NFL is a totally different game than the college game.
Yeah, we talked about it in preseason. Him did a flip into the end zone. Dude, it's preseason. Relax, chill it out. The plays on the field, he's being a little bit too aggressive. We were hoping that RG3 being there could get in his ear a little bit. Hey, you can't be doing that kind of stuff. Look what happened to me by doing that.
Right.
Look what happens when guys are that aggressive. Hand the ball off to Smallwood. Ooh! I thought that might have been a face mask there.
Nah, he grabbed him by the shoulder pads.
Smallwood gets a grip there, and he grabs him by the backside shoulder pad. Loss of looked like 3 or 4 on the play. Smallwood gets stuff running. So we're looking at 3rd and 12 for the Eagles.
James said he did good with the picks, 27-17. Yeah, that's not pretty good. What do we have? I had Eagles 31-27, not even close. You had 35-17.
I'm close.
You're real close.
34-13.
And Ryan went with the upset, 24-21 Giants. Good luck, Ryan. Good Lord.
Yeah, no.
RG3 looked pretty decent to me. I was pretty surprised. Yeah, RG3, honestly, he surprised, I think, everybody here. Nobody really expected it. I think that, when we first signed him prior to the draft, I think everybody was kind of scratching their head as to why they brought him in. I think the Ravens had a game plan all along. I think that they were going to go after Lamar in this draft. He kind of fell to them to the ability where they could get 2 first-round picks. They got Hayden Hurst and traded back into the first round to get Lamar.
Yeah.
But I always thought the plan was get RG3 in here, bring in Lamar, and have Lamar learn from RG3, because you're not going to learn a whole lot from Joe other than maybe the pocket side of things. But RG3 can teach him the to-dos and don't-dos of running the football and when to protect yourself, because RG3 had to learn that the hard way, unfortunately. But
we're down to the 2-minute warning here.
But he definitely did surprise, I think, you and I both, with the way he played in the preseason.
I mean, I think it's a shame that he continues to be on the inactive roster and not being active and getting out there. Multiple reasons. One, could he be a future? Potentially. You need to see what he can do. But at the same time, I think it's, the Lamar thing. They're wanting to push the Lamar package. They're wanting to get him out there, show what he can do with the ball. I just don't know that Lamar is the long-term answer. I don't think RG3 is the long-term answer either, but I think from what we saw, Lamar is the worse off long-term answer. He's just too aggressive, and he's going to wind up becoming an RG3. And I think RG3 has really shown he's learned from his mistakes.
Nash asks, will Cap play in the NFL again? Sadly, and I'm right there with you, Dustin, I don't think he will. I think if it was going to happen, it would have happened by now. Scott mentioned it earlier. He's been out of the league so long now. How long would it take for him to get back to football shape, and how long would it take for him to get back out there and really be a productive quarterback? And then who is going to actually take a chance on him? And unfortunately,
let's not forget Kaepernick is 30 at this point. I know some of these guys stay in the league long, but Kaepernick's 30. So Odell fields Odell fields the ball after a bounce. He's trying to make a big play, but Odell fields the ball at right about the 20 and then runs back to about the 12-yard line. That's some of the things that Odell doesn't pay attention to and doesn't think about. I know he's trying to make a big play and trying to make a big play with his feet, but you don't go that far backwards, especially on a punt.
RG3 is a more accurate passer than Lamar. Absolutely, right now. Lamar's got a long way to go. He's got to work on his footwork. He's got so much mechanical that he's got to work on. And I think a year or two behind Flacco is the best thing for him.
So Eli's winding up with 4 wide. Saquon gives Saquon the ball. Saquon gets a yard on the play. And 1:31 left now in the game. 1:30. Giants have no timeouts here. And they're just walking around at this point. They're going no huddle, but this is a slow no huddle, I'll tell you that.
Tom is also a freak of nature, James. Yes, he's 41, but he's one of the greatest, if not the greatest, to ever do it, man.
Yeah. Like I said, there's a lot of guys that do go in here long. And Gallman gets 9 yards. It looks like 10 yards for the first down. Yes, you're right. Age is just a number, but at the same time, when you're 30 years old and you've been out of the league for 3 years now,
right.
Going on 3 years, nobody's really gonna really step up and take a chance on you. If he's worked out for a few teams at this point, and nobody's taking the chance. They're seeing something. Maybe there is something else going on there, but I would also imagine if Colin Kaepernick gives you the best chance to win, you bring him on. I mean, at least that's my mentality. And Dustin asks, do you guys think Jamal Charles is going to make any noise since the Jags picked him up?
I mean, he's not the Jamal Charles that he once was. I mean, I think he'll do okay down there. You'll see similar production that he put up in Denver. So I don't think it'll be anything worth extreme value, but he just gives them another capable body.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
If anybody gives Cap a chance, it's Oakland or Dallas. I don't see Oakland. I don't think they're giving up on Derek Carr, and Dallas, maybe.
And that's it for the game.
A possibility.
Eagles win 34-13.
Yeah, this was pretty much as scripted. We all, other than Ryan, redhead, we were all on the Eagles for this one, including you, James, and everybody else that made the predictions in the room. We appreciate each and every one of you guys tuning in and going through us. Sorry that the last quarter there wasn't super entertaining, and we appreciated interacting with you guys.
Yeah. They're laughing that the Giants should really give Kaepernick.
No, and I agree. I think the Giants, if anybody, the Giants should be a team that considers Kaepernick. I said this earlier. It's going to be a media circus no matter who brings in Kaepernick. And New York is already a media circus as it is. So I think it would be a good fit there. I mean, they do not have a good backup behind Eli. Eli obviously is done.
Dom says that he thinks Oakland or Dallas are the best chances for Cap. I would disagree in Oakland. I mean, here's why he's not going to get a chance in Oakland, because John Gruden does not. He doesn't like that crap. It's why he wanted Khalil Mack gone. He doesn't like the extracurricular. He doesn't like the heavy opinions. I'm surprised honestly that he's putting up with beast mode as long as he has, Marshawn Lynch. But that's his MO. He's never liked players that are too vocal or too off the field issues or anything like that. So that's never going to happen. Now Dallas might be another possible chance, but Jerry Jones has been a strong advocate against Colin Kaepernick, so that's not going to happen. So I think it's going to be one of those things that you're just going to have to really go through and go from there. Dustin asked if we're going to be back on Sunday. As of right now, no. Right. But this was our first time. We're giving it a shot. We love that you guys are reaching out and loving this. But we are going to go live on Tuesday. Tuesday is our normal show. We're going on to episode 77. So we'll talk about all the stuff that has happened. Or I'm sorry, 67. Jeez.
Jumping in.
My brain is like at this point. But yeah, no, we're going to go on to episode 67 at this point. So tune in live, Facebook, Twitter. We'll be on YouTube as well. Make sure you hit the subscribe button so that you can get the notification when we go live on Tuesday. We go Tuesdays at 8:45. Usually we try and turn it on a few minutes early or, a minute or two early. And then we jump straight into the show at that point. So go check us out on all of our social media pages. Make sure you check us out on our website, www.birdlandsports.com. Like, subscribe, share on all the platforms. And, go, like I said, I'm going to say it again. I love our gear. Yeah. And it's not just because, it's Birdland. This shirt that I've got on is super comfortable. The hat that I've got is super comfortable. And we just changed our company that we're using on our gear page. Tons of new stuff on there. Before
you guys head out, please do us a favor. Hit the little thumbs up down below if you haven't hit it already. Make sure you hit subscribe and turn on your notifications, because this kind of thing, these live streams during the games, brand new to us. Again, like Scott said, this is the first time we've ever done it. We just kind of did it because we were bored and we figured we'd try it out, see how it would go, see if we got any interactions. We love the interaction that we've gotten so far. So this may be something that we do again. It's probably not going to be with any kind of regularity. There probably won't be any kind of rhyme or reason to it. But if we do these live streams and you hit subscribe and you hit the notification, you will get that notification when we go live. So, and we want you guys back. We want to listen and we want you guys to interact with us. So we appreciate it. Sure.
And the more traction that we get, the more likelihood that we're able to kind of do this a little bit more. We're doing this as a hobby. We're not getting paid for this. So we have a sponsor for our podcast, but literally that sponsor just covers our costs for running. So, we do this as out of love and for the games and sports, especially Baltimore sports. But we love the interaction with you guys. So keep it up. Great interaction tonight. I loved it. We had a great time talking with you guys. James says he can't wait to episode 69 and what we're going to say. Thanks, James. Dom says that he wanted to tell us good job and hope we do more. Thanks. We're going to definitely keep that in mind as we go. Justin says he'll hopefully see us on Tuesday. Thanks, guys. We appreciate it. Like he said, like, subscribe, share, everything. We appreciate everything that you guys have had to say. And we're going to tune out. See you guys.
See you guys.
MBS.